What is up, everybody? It's your boy Damien. It is episode 16, which is fucking crazy. Every single time we do one of these, I'm always like, oh, it's episode 15, which is crazy. But no, it's just going by so fast, and I absolutely love it. And we love all of you. And we are excited for another pilot podcast with a special guest. But as always, I have to introduce the right-hand men to my, I don't know what to something. They're on my right. You know what I mean? They're part of me. But DJ Chizad Chimahowski in the house. Bam. You're a DJ today.
I could be a DJ whenever you want me to be.
I think you are. You're a DJ. Yeah, I want to get the rest of the boys up, and
Whoa.
Chad is gone.
What happened?
Chad is gone.
I don't know what happened.
You know what's cool though? We got Pergolini in here. What is up?
Can you hear me?
D-Rock, what is up? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
David, what is up? Jake, what is up? All sorts of people. I love it. And so while Chad figures out what the fuck he's doing, we got the most technologically advanced person on our team, Mr. James Carper.
That's me.
That's you.
That's me.
My
shit is working.
Yo, which is great because usually, we fixed you. We got that.
Yeah.
We got that weird.
There we are.
Oh, we got that weird shit going with your camera. Now we just have Chad is the difficult one.
Yeah. There was I didn't touch a single thing and everything just stopped.
Was it the Matrix?
Yeah, like it muted and stopped the cam by itself.
Damn.
So
Crazy.
hopefully it doesn't happen again.
It's funny because I was just making that joke about you leaving at 7:35.
I know. It's 7:35. Well,
yeah.
Your computer's like, yeah, get him out.
Yeah, that's so
Hey,
funny.
yo.
All right. So yeah, episode 16. An awesome one. So as you guys and girls know, this is one that is also going to be on all streaming platforms, Spotify, whatever, all that fun stuff. So there is visuals. You can look at our pretty faces and interact with us live while we're doing this, but it's also going to be hosted so that you can listen to it, hopefully on a drive to a Drift event or a drive to get some pizza. And yeah, James does got pizza boy in the house. But no, I'm excited. So I'm going to introduce, I don't think he really needs an introduction. But we're still going to do it. Mr. Adam Goodman. He is a fairly new friend, which is wild. Like, I think it's only been a little bit. Right?
Probably like last FinalBout, I think it was the first time I met him for the first time.
Yeah. Yep.
Or 5.
Internet for a little bit before that. But it was, FinalBout 5 was the first time we actually like fully met him. And look, he's already in the chat. So
perfect.
I love it. And what is up, Adam? Thanks for joining us. Thank you.
Man, thanks for having me, guys.
Of course, man. No, we are super stoked. We're honored that you came and hung out with us. Let me get some music on. What vibe are we feeling? I don't even know.
Well, that's vibey.
We'll get weird. Let me turn it down so we can talk. But we got some kind of thing going.
Getting Chad like pregame for tonight.
I know.
Okay. Pre-game for his. Who are you going to see?
And lasers. Knock 2.
Okay.
So remember that Squeeze 86 video where I was like, "This song bangs," and it was like a night drifting.
Yes.
It's perfect.
Yes.
That is the DJ I'm going to see tonight.
Oh, that's sick. No shit. That's awesome. Yeah. Adam, how you doing?
Yeah, really good, man. Yeah. It's a really good mood. Happy to be here again. Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm stoked to have you. So first, I just want to go over how we met. So I believe, we did internet stuff a little bit before, and then we had the first interaction was at the hotel in, FinalBout 5, which was 2022. I'm from space. 2022. And it was you and Gaz hanging out, and that's you. That was it.
Gaz, man. Gaz is the shit, man. I love that guy.
Super cool guy. That music might be a little too loud for me. I'm gonna turn it down.
That means you're too old.
I am too old.
The music's too loud. You're probably too old.
Do you see me? But no, that was really cool because it was funny. It just was like I already like knew you. Like it was. you didn't really have to talk to me. Like I was just like, oh, okay, it's Adam.
Well,
you know, like
you reminded me a lot of my my mentor from back in the day. You guys like the same guy. He's like, oh hell yeah, it's like it's the same guy.
the same guy. He just has a hat on. No, that's so funny.
Yeah, he's from Boston, but you guys like the same guy, like the added mentality and stuff. So I just really felt like cool. Like you get it off.
That's wild. Yeah. Oh, you can always be yourself. Yep. Hell yeah. Everybody should always be themselves.
You know, sometimes you gotta start off on low boost. You know, you can't just go all out. Sometimes
0 to 100 real quick.
Gotta feel the other people out. Like,
Get
how
canceled,
weird can I
yeah.
actually do it?
Oh yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah, it was very comfortable. Even Gaz was like instantly. I just felt like we're good. You know what I mean? When it's good people, you can feel the vibes instantly, and like you just know. So that was definitely really cool. And we only really got to hang out then because then you were working, I believe, that event, right? You were like probably.
Yeah, I'm always like I have to take all the pictures and whatever we have scheduled to post for the event. I think going something like 1,000, and then everybody's saying hi to you. So many, man. Like this last event, last month, man. There's a lot of people that said hi to.
A lot of people.
A lot of folks.
Yeah,
Really
it was almost too much. Like, and then you don't.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say you don't feel like you get to hang with anybody. You know, it's like, hey, well, see you later. You know, like.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever get like a final count of how many people were there?
Simba and the track manager, man, he said the number, but shoot, I want to say we had maybe 3,000 folks there because they got shut down on Saturday. The police had to shut it down because the line was too long on both sides.
Oh, that's
So they had to stop people. Well, I mean, they allowed it over. They had to let it dissipate a little bit because there was too many people. And then the staff, the track staff, that was his first year running it, and he was saying, "Yeah, man, I gotta hire some more help for next year."
No way!
Wow, that's crazy.
The food trucks kind of worked out though. That was their first time really doing those, and those kind of worked out pretty well for the most part. They were overwhelmed too, though. I don't think they were understanding of
right.
So
Actual.
Yeah, we run out of food real quick. Chat, if you could turn that knob up just a little bit more. I do want to adjust your volume. It's okay.
Just
Turn it down and I'll turn it up. Is
A
that better?
little, yeah. And just don't scream at me. Don't scream at me.
Turn it in another direction.
Unless you deserve it, I won't scream.
That's true. Whoa, Ty's here. What is up, Ty?
Dang,
We got Ty in the chat. So yeah, we're gonna get into some questions here. Again, if you're listening to us, we do this on YouTube as well, and it is live, and there's interactions and stuff. But these are mainly just for audio. And whoa, what is up? we got a surprise guest.
Hey, man. That's Ryan. He's our engine builder.
Oh, nice. I like it. I like surprise guests.
No, I don't have my keys. I actually don't have my keys.
Oh, you're good.
What is this?
We're live.
Hop in here, see what's up.
He's like, what is this?
That's so funny.
Guys doing weird shit in the back room.
Like sometimes homeless people try to bum rushes in here. And, like,
Oh, wow.
Tonight, like it's not today.
Yeah, that's
I
funny.
don't know.
Yeah, bring them on.
The last one that came in had some weird like Sailor Moon shirt on and was talking some weird shit. We had to like get him out of here.
Wow. Well, we'll have to.
That's a normal problem for you. You just got like homeless people coming in.
Where we're located is like kind of weird. It's like by the town square, and there's like a shelter too. So
Oh, wow.
a few of the crazy ones was coming and yell stuff all the time. Like, North Korea started the war, and just leave. Like, top line. And just leave. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, it's really entertaining sometimes.
Oh my God. I mean, it keeps you on your toes at least, you know?
Oh yeah.
That's really funny. Cool. So before we get into this, again, thank you for coming on. I know that it's, taking time out of your day. I know you're staying after hours at work to be able to do this. So that means a lot. You're hungry. Well, James will ship you a pizza or something weird.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But before we get into all the car talk, I'm just curious myself. Do you, what are the other hobbies that you're into? Do you have anything else besides drifting and car culture? Now, I know you do photography, so, or at least it looks like you do photography. Are you doing?
Yeah, I don't really take it too seriously. I just do for memories. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, your stuff's really good, so you have a really
Thanks,
good
man.
eye for that. You know.
Thank you.
No, that's
I'm
cool.
really into aircraft, like super heavy. That was my first hobby because of my dad got me into those. Super heavy in music and DJing. The one mentor guy's talking about, that's how we connected with music. And then I used to b-boy, tease, breakdance a little bit. Yeah, I did martial arts for like I think 13 years. I was on like the demonstration team and everything.
No shit.
What's the move right now?
Yeah, right.
Let me see some.
I'm a Bout and Taekwondo, and then I did a little bit of jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai.
Well, you are. I did not know that, and that's awesome, man. You're very well rounded. Music, fighting, dancing. Yeah, I love it.
Your
That's
ass.
fucking
Well, back in the day, in the hen days and stuff, all that was all one. Like you go to the show and you see the cars, you'd have the people b-boying, you have the DJ scratch offs, and the models.
Yeah.
It's all one, and then it kind of like got separated. But it's starting to come back again.
Yeah. Oh man, I miss those. I forgot about some of those days. Like the cars are everywhere. There's like a DJ scratch off.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I thought you had to know all that stuff to be in the scene. So I just this is the standard. We gotta go.
Dude.
I got records in my room and stuff and everything.
Yeah, that's so sick, man. Yeah, I could never dance. I am not. I used to be like really. Look at James laughing. I almost got a windmill like one time, like your standard, like windmill. But yeah, no.
I had to stop because I dislocated my shoulder a few times, so I had to calm down.
Yeah.
It still comes out of socket sometimes. I have to get it back in.
War injuries. James, what do you?
The craziness.
Also laughing at Max saying "ass kicking king."
I like it. That's fucking awesome. No, that's super sick, man. So what? Again, so you are joining us from your work, which you're full time now at Koruworks, and that has been. How long have you been there now?
Pretty much a year now. Yeah, exactly.
Sick.
In 2 weeks to be a year. So it's a year.
Yeah. And you I mean, it sounds and it looks like you're enjoying yourself there.
Oh yeah, it's fit like a glove. I love this. I have a passion for it, so I really enjoy doing it, or helping people out, or that's really fun helping the community out.
No, that's sick. And the
Vibes
people you
down
work
there.
with.
Yeah, vibes are crazy down there. It seems, at least when I was there and I visited, everybody was just super chill and like super welcoming. It just seemed like a place I would love to work. To be honest.
Well, that's just kind of the South period.
That's true.
Everybody down here just if you're going to come from so far away to visit us, we're going to make sure to take the time so you get an experience at least. Because
that's true.
I know how it is traveling really far and you get like a wave or something. And
yeah, they just push you off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, Chad he went down to visit you guys, and then he was talking about it for a little bit, like just
cool. I want to come back.
Stoked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please come back. Yeah.
Hang
if you
out.
ever need a place to stay, you can stay at my place. I live like 5 minutes from the shop. I got extra room.
Damn. All right.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Free.
That's sick. So, so besides homeless people, coming in and doing really weird stuff, any memorable moments that that you can remember since you've been there? Anything that stands out?
I'd say the first customer I helped, it was a gentleman that stopped by. He was like in his late 40s, and he was in the tuning scene in the early 2000s, and he still had his S13. And he was real hesitant on who he wanted to, who he trusted with the car.
Right.
And he came by and we talked for a while, and he was really trustworthy with me. And he said, "Man, it's whatever you do to it, I'll trust you." So I had a little game plan for his car. We got it all running right. We got it back. He was really pleased. I made sure I watched the car for him and everything like that. And he was just give him kind of like that Japanese shop experience. You can drop your machine off with me and make sure you're going to get it back better than how you left it.
Yeah.
Really good feeling with how happy he was.
That's super sick. No, that's neat. And then any other because I know you get like a bunch of characters that show up down there too. I mean,
yeah, Rutledge Wood comes by a lot because we have his car, his truck, excuse me. But we work on other vehicles, and then other like FD drivers will stop by, or other people in the industry will just pop up randomly.
Right.
Like we had the 7-Eleven CFO and marketing leads here one time. That was really fun.
That's cool. Yeah. They're like starting to make a comeback, I heard, which is wild. Like,
yeah, they are. They're trying to. Well, they're listening to their people. People companies do. So they notice how she said because the the CFO and everything. They're out there, both ladies.
Mm.
She said the whole fad now where people are taking pictures in front of the 7-Eleven started off and it just took off, and it's been their biggest thing yet. So they really want to invest, see what this world really is.
Yeah, it's funny because I just went to Camp Hill in Pennsylvania to pick up a guitar from a dude, and there was a 7-Eleven, like a bigger one, off to the side, and we just got bullshitting for a little bit, and he works for Red Bull, so it was funny because what got him into his job and stuff was Mad Mike. Yeah, James, he gave me 3 Red Bulls for you. Yeah. But it was cool because he's like, oh yeah, if you do car stuff, like if you ever want to set up something, go talk to them at 7-Eleven, and they're down to host things. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
they're super like, yeah, I was blown away. And it's just like, it's very monumental that a company would do that in this day and age with all the crazy shit that's going on. You know what I mean? To think about that, like kudos to them. And if they monitor it and they make sure that it's done right, like you can get real enthusiasts out there and get more people back together like it used to be. And I'm like super stoked. Yeah. I want to get down there and actually maybe like springtime. Like now we're going to go in our winter soon. So springtime, I was thinking about doing something like a cool little, maybe a new Karoshi announcement. Oh wait, I guess we won't talk about that.
I'm going to
we
come
have
to a
like
takeover.
grip nights every other Friday that are all night. They're pretty affordable.
Well, that's awesome.
I think it's like $80 a spot, and you can drift all night. And it's
no way.
Friday. They changed the layout up too.
What?
It's right across the street from Road Atlanta, like literally right across the street.
Oh, that's sick.
Crazy for $80.
I'd be there every Friday.
Yeah, people drift like every other weekend. Yeah,
that's nuts.
That is nuts. I think I seen stuff from there. Mm-hmm. James, did you say you're going to go do a takeover at 7-Eleven?
Yeah. Takeover to the 7-Eleven.
No.
I'm kidding.
No. Yeah.
Don't endorse that. That's not cool.
No, that's so cool. So, I mean, that's wild though that you got to interact with. I'm sure you get to interact with a decent amount of like, I mean, I don't really have like I don't know how to say it, but like stature of people, you know what I mean? Like everybody's just human, but it's neat to see when accomplished people or, you know, professional drivers or whatever, you get to interact with them and work on the cars and just, you know, do that on a daily basis. So that's pretty sick. So it's definitely, I'm jealous. Like when we see the stuff from the posts and you guys all having fun and being, you know, just goofballs, I'm like, fuck, that's like the work environment that everybody dreams about. So
being so far away.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, we do have to get serious and crack down a lot though.
Of course. No, that's funny. We did have a comment I wanted to pull up. Nope and Hot Import Nights were wild. There was a picture of a 13-year-old me in a Super Shoe magazine at 2003 Maple Grove Nope Nationals hanging out in the foam pit with a bunch of early 20-years.
That's amazing.
No, that's the thing, dude. Seriously, I did that too. We were like 15 years old, and they had the Jello pit, and we were watching it. And the dude was like, "You want to get in?" And we're like, "Yeah." After that, though, like they banned it. After that, like they found out minors in there, shit like that. It was like ladies only Jello pit. But that was my buddy, it was Aaron Horney, my buddy, and I. His last name, that's his real last name, Aaron Horney.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Yeah.
Jello pit. And yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. Too many secret gropes.
Yeah, right.
We were getting attacked because like we were
there. Yeah. That's really funny. I just miss the old days, the old vibes and stuff. We had on our last podcast, we were showing like old car show footage and stuff from like a semi-local in New Jersey, a New Jersey show, and it just brought me back. And I just keep thinking about all the memories from back then. And it's kind of neat though, because it seems like things are starting to come back around. Like styles are coming back around. Like you get the vibes that people are trying to like bring to events and stuff are coming back around. It's pretty sweet. Mm-hmm. I'm stoked on that. So besides Koruworks, you also do some stuff with FinalBout. So can you tell us a little bit like what you're doing? Like what's your role with FinalBout?
I help Symbol FinalBout to do all of the Instagram posts.
Okay. Yeah. Just
that must be a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Every time I go on Instagram, there's a new post from FinalBout or two, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're trying to do 3 a day. And I have to now there's a new feature on the app. Luckily, we can schedule posts. That's a lot easier. I just do everything on Sunday now and just kick back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's a lot easier.
No, that's wild. And so the crazy part is the posts, like the frequency, but you pull up some of the most nostalgic shit ever. Like you have to have a library, and I know you do because I'm pretty sure you sent me a bunch of things. But do you have like an extensive, like just organized library of old pictures and videos?
Yes, I have multiple hard drives they're all labeled, and inside there's folders of like car type, family type, or like era, and then same thing with videos. I have them separated by what came out when, or if the DVD brand split off, I have that on there too. It's very it's easy. Like I had to move my computer.
Yeah.
She saw it as it was. It's like, yeah, I just didn't touch any of that stuff. I was like, okay, thanks.
Yeah,
I have 4 hard drives full of stuff, or like terabytes full. Yeah.
Jeez.
And my music is even more organized. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even
More
crazier.
organized. That's nuts because that's already organized.
Nothing.
Well, I have like, if I'm having a party or people over, I want to make sure I have pre-vibes set up so I don't have to really think about anything.
Yeah, no, that's sick. Do you go back really quick to you said you were DJing too, right? You used to do stuff? What kind of music? Yeah. Okay.
I got into first was like breakbeats because of b-boy and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Derek, Mentor, I was always heavy into electronic music. Early 90s house and some hardstyle stuff, some Euro stuff like Rotterdam and drum and bass. A lot of the weird stuff that I got into that. So I have a lot of my records are like a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. No, that's sick. You haven't touched it in a while?
No. I mean, I play around on the computer sometimes if I'm bored at night.
Right.
Little mix when my wife is cooking, or if I'm cooking, I'll put some music on.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah.
My neighbors, like, whenever we have events, I'll DJ for I have a cul-de-sac, so I'll just play music and everybody will be hanging out.
Oh,
that's cool.
Bro, block parties, you're out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's cool.
They're really cool. They let me have car beats and everything. Like the last one I had for my birthday, we had like maybe 50 cars, and they were all lined up all over the neighborhood.
Oh shit!
Everybody had their, backyards open up. We had cookouts. It was really fun.
Yeah. No, that's super sick. We got Max saying not only does he post sick archival stuff, but when he posts modern stuff, he really takes the time to curate the posts and pick great images to showcase together. Man, I wish I could. Yeah. No,
I try to be like fair because you don't want to like show like with FinalBout is pretty difficult because you don't want to show too many cars from certain regions because they'll think you're being like oh, they're just showing northern cars or they're just showing. I try to same thing with photographers. Like I try to go through and use everyone's stuff, so it's just like they're always using blow-off pictures. Like, oh man,
yeah,
it's kind of stressful sometimes.
Yeah, especially because when
stuff you think it's personal. Like, no, I'm sorry.
Especially now that we all know it's you. Like it's like someone's gonna be like, this guy doesn't post my car. He's an asshole.
Everybody point the finger at this guy.
I'm just playing. Don't think about that too hard.
Oh,
no, you do great, man.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, you could post more Kuroshi stuff, but
no, don't do that. Don't do that.
At one point, I thought I was posting too much because I was going through like the feed of all like white and yellow cars. Like, oh shit, calm down.
It's funny you say that because I remember Matt being like, "Oh, well, they definitely like you guys from Hayes." He's a close friend. He's a close friend of ours, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you guys, they like you." I was like, "Shut up, dude."
What a lot of people don't get is I can only shoot with the ammunition I'm given. So the photographers just didn't take any pictures of your car.
Damn.
Yeah.
Matt, did you hear that?
Oh man.
Like, man, I feel bad because some people's cars just don't have any photos and have to really like dig deep to share them. I want to make sure it represents everybody.
Mm-hmm. No,
the cars don't like generally accepted by everybody. I still want to share them. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair.
Yeah. Have you seen? So how long have you been doing that? How long were you working with them?
I first got contacted by 3L because it was originally Ilya, Simba, and 3L, which is Phil, and I was just doing part-time posts like fillers. And then he had to leave because he wanted to pursue a career in gaming.
Oh, sick!
This was like 2020, and then they were like, "Hey, man, do you want to just do this full time?" I was like, "Okay."
That's awesome. Yeah, that's super cool. So he did like complete his dreams there? He's like doing gaming stuff?
He is. Yeah. And
that's sick. I remember his music stuff was awesome.
Yeah, he has great taste.
Yeah.
I think that's how we kind of like bonded and stuff like that with like music and stuff.
Yeah. Music's crazy. It really pulls people together. Like it's like the love for like a community of like drift cars or whatever, but music can pull you together. There's so much like in just a hobby that you can bond over, and then it's like this friendship just forms and you're fucking stuck with them.
Yeah. Well, that's a good
cool.
comment. He just said, "Pro tip for other teams reach out." Yeah, good point.
Yeah, let's read that. Was that Seb? Is that Seb?
Yeah, Sebastian.
Oh shit! What up, Sebastian?
What up? Look at that cutie.
Tell us the door from here. Like it just the wall opens up.
That's so funny. Yeah, he's just like,
Hello.
bang.
Hey, what up?
Hey, buddy.
What up? Hey, make sure he knows that he's eventually getting on this too. So
Hey, they said you're next, man. I love. Yeah, another thing about working here, I love working with these people I've known for so long. It's pretty cool. I just try not to get on their nerves.
Everybody's so chill though. I don't see that like even being a thing. You know what I mean? Like I know you probably and Greg the best out of and just from dealings with you guys. But Sebastian is just everybody's super chill, very calm. Nobody's not like calm like you guys get nutty and have fun, but like the vibes are just so good. You know, you can just hang out, it's fucking sick. But let's read that comment for anybody that's just listening. So Max said, pro tip for other teams, reach out to media to do some more signature thought out shoots if you want the heat. And that is true. So there is a lot of teams and there's a lot of newer teams. And I feel like they don't think about that. You know what I mean? They're not thinking about, hey, we should probably get some kind of media to have either A, when you go to apply for like a team event, or B, just for promotional stuff that you finally get picked to be in that, whatever team event. Not that there's many of them, but just so that they have something of you, especially if you're a new team, take as much media as you can. Reach out to your local photographers and videographers and get some shit made. Like that's what we did the same thing. Like in the very beginning, we had our buddy Bad Luck Scoot. So Scott Hastings, and he did a photo shoot for us at Pocono, and that's what you guys posted. You know what I mean? That was like one of the debuts, and it's like it works out so well, and it just looks more professional. But it gives you guys fuel to the fire to be able to promote. And it's like a double-edged, sword there. Yeah, that's sick. Oh man, what do we got here? Anything else? People calling out Sebastian. That's awesome. That's cool.
From
So
here, you can't tell us the door; just the wall opens up.
Yeah,
I like it.
Like a door. Cool.
Especially because your head's like right in front of the doorknob. Like when you move to the side, you can see it a little bit.
There
Like,
we go.
you can't see it at all.
Yeah, that's so funny. So while working with the FinalBout, the whole organization and stuff, any memorable moments with that? Like anything that really stands out? Like do you have like a top 3 things that since you really started working with those jerks? But anything cool?
I guess I've been doing it for 3 years now. So the first year was pretty cool to seeing how they organized everything or how the events actually worked.
Yeah.
And year 2, I kind of had my act together. I had a game plan. But this last one was probably the best one because I got to spend so much time with Kazuya, Takatori, and Keiko because I was driving around the car for hours.
Right.
So I really got like one-on-one personal time with them, and I'll never forget any of that stuff. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was it seemed like very monumental.
Mm-hmm.
The smile on your face was fucking great. Like I could tell you were fucking stoked the whole time, and it's just sick. What were you
They
saying?
were like saying crazy shit. Like when they got comfortable, like it was making noise about people. I was like, you can't say that out loud. Like, whoa, man, like, you can't say that. Nobody.
Really?
Well, I mean, nobody knew what they were saying. Sometimes,
Yeah.
unless it was an English word.
Yeah.
And like, you can't do that, dude. Like they will shut you down.
Oh, no way. That's pretty funny.
That's what I was curious about. Like, do you speak any Japanese, or was there like a translator deal with them, or?
I speak very.
They
I
speak
have to get around.
Okay.
But Keiko, if it was something too complicated or too in depth, Keiko would help out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, we could, I speak enough to get around and get my jokes across or thoughts across. But I know what they're saying, but it's hard for me to like talk back in detail with it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool. And for me personally, I'm just curious, what did you use to learn Japanese? Because I'm starting with Duolingo right now, just to get like, my feet wet a little bit, and then I want to start branching out. But how did you learn even like the basics and stuff? What'd you use?
Initially, what got me interested in Japanese culture is my mom was the ESOL teacher. She teaches students from other countries English.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of Japanese immigrants here in Atlanta, Georgia. So they actually have Japanese specific schools where they go on Saturday. They go to school 6 days a week. And so she would take me there on Saturdays, and I had to like make friends. And at first I didn't want to go. I was like, this is like, school on Saturday. This is stupid.
Right.
And I was like, man, these guys' toys and video games like kick ours. Like these kick ass. That's what really got me into it. And then later on MySpace days, I was friends with a dude who was part of the JET program. And he sent me these audio files. There's like 16 of them, and they're about 30 minutes each. And they're based conversation in Japanese. I'll actually send all of you that if you want.
Perfect.
And that's really good.
I would love that, actually.
Because I think when you're driving in a car, your brain's already in that kind of focus mode anyway. Yeah. So you can kind of sponge things in because you're kind of live feeding and have to pay attention. So that's a really good place to learn languages when you're doing something to focus.
So you've actually been around like Japanese as far as a language for way longer than you've been around into cars.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, I guess
that it worked out.
I've always been in the cars. Yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah. No, that's neat. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's kind of worked out, like my location and my mom's profession, and everything's kind of fell into place. Yeah. Life is funny like that.
So then, did that influence your the bridge into like the culture and the historical stuff with like drifting? Like since you were. Sure. Yeah, because that was literally my next question, which was hilarious, was getting into Japanese history. So I know you're very good with that. Like you can spout off names of, if I show you a D1 car, you know exactly who it is, which blows my mind. I know the cars. I'm like a visual person because I'm basically half brain dead. But no, it's wild. Like your history and your knowledge is just superb. It's awesome, and it's very.
It needs work because I'm definitely the best. There are some people who I think are even better. Like VHS Refresh is a really good guy, or the new kid, the VX2000. Like he's really good too. He's got that passion for it. So
yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, it's just I just remember a lot of things. Whenever I read it, I just remember it. So. Or if I really care much about it, make sure to study and remember it.
Right. That's my problem. I just can't remember the shit.
I was gonna say the same thing. Like that's the problem. I don't remember a damn thing. Ever.
Yeah.
Yep. Even if I care, impact on me, I'm gonna remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're lucky. Yeah, you're lucky. Keep
one of the smart ones.
Yeah. Oh, that's sick.
That was something. I don't know. Smart.
That's funny. So, when did that start for you? When did what got you excited and started, like, besides the meeting the Japanese kids and seeing their technology and stuff, like what really crossed over in, like, when did cars start? And you said you started early into cars, but then what moved you into like that Japanese, like historical, culture there? Like,
that? Exactly. I used to be a huge Ferrari nut and like European car nut because my dad's like a Mercedes guy, and then another childhood mentor is like a Ferrari dude. So I was all into those. Mm-hmm. And then there's a Japanese bookstore in the mall, and I walked in there one day to look at Dragon Ball Z Gundams, and they had this option video on. It was the one where they travel around to the different mountains and have everybody compete. Mm-hmm. And I was stuck in there watching that. I was really cool seeing how all the cars were a team and looked the same. Like this was a whole different aspect. And another thing that really stood out, because in most track racing back then, or even still now, is just all dudes. Right. And what was cool about the drifting was it was literally everybody. It was old people, young people, guys, girls, and they're on the same team ripping. Nobody cared. I was like, man, this is I'm about this. Yeah. And we bought the DVD and VHS tape. And I saw what all that was and I took it to the school, and they were like, oh yeah, this is drift heaven, or this is option 2. Mm-hmm. And that's what really kicked it off. And then the video games like Ridge Racer and Tokyo Extreme Racer, I got to see the interview part where they go to the real people on the freeway. Okay, yeah. So there's like MCR Kobayashi's on there, and I was like, man, these guys are the shit. I'm all about this. This is cool. Yeah. And then Gran Turismo learned how to like tune on cars, because I go to the barbershop on the weekends, and they had a PlayStation, so they'd be playing Tekken or they'd be racing. The older guys would be racing on Gran Turismo 2. So I learned how to tune cars and stuff. And pretty soon I was like the fastest kid there. They bet money and stuff like that. But just
Oh,
like, come
man.
and then I beat him and win the money. It was crazy.
Damn, that's sick.
That is sick. Yeah, that's super sick.
What's
We bet money on Initial D too. That was Initial D. There's some fights on that game. Yeah, I wasn't involved. I seen people fight over that game. Yeah. What were we gonna say?
I was gonna say. What the hell was I gonna say? Great. Just see. Go back to. I don't remember anything. Thing.
Yeah. Right.
I was gonna say. What's the best like PS2 game then? In your opinion? It sounds like you played a bunch of like PlayStation, like early PlayStation tuning.
I had that same question.
Games,
for,
right?
For cars, right? You're talking about
for cars. Well, for anything.
I'd say, ooh, that's a really good question.
I always see you post like D1 GP, and that game I had so many hours logged on.
That's the best.
In, like, PlayStation
I
2
hated
days.
that game when it first came out.
Yeah, because the controls
I
sucked.
was like, man, I was all about, simulating, Gran Turismo simulations at the time.
Right.
I was all about that, and then I didn't really understand it. Now when I came back to it, I was like, oh, this is really fun. And you got to gas with the analog. I realized that too. You get the square button is not right. Yeah, he said Spy Hunter.
Yeah,
Spy Hunter is great.
That was a PlayStation 2 release. Yeah, that's the blue. That's a blue back disc.
That's funny.
But for I say the ones that I always come back to, because I go in cycles with games. I'll play a couple for a month and another one in. Probably Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2 or Kaido Battle 3. That's probably the one I'll never get rid of. It's got the wide variety of cars, all the real Toge roads. So roads and drift them. I love it. I'll never stop playing it. It's so in depth. I still haven't beaten the game, and I've had it for over 20 years. I haven't beaten it yet. It's
that's crazy.
98%. I gotta wait for this asshole to come out on a certain day at a certain time. Yeah, they have like the Wanderers and stuff like that. It's a really complicated game that wasn't really translated that well into English. So
I remember that game. I played it a lot. And I do remember in that game, like all of the mods that you could do your car were like real.
Yeah.
Like it was, they had,
ECU tuning
and everything. Like, and everything was, it seemed more realistic than, especially than like Need for Speed. Being not knocking Need for Speed because that was my jam, like Underground and Underground 2. That's what that's what I grew up on. But yeah, the Extreme Racers, like for some reason, they just seemed more realistic, like as sim as you could get, I guess, for the time. I don't know.
For a PlayStation.
Yeah, for a PlayStation.
It has the best handling out of all those games too, because all the ones that are on the freeway, the cars kind of feel like they're on soap. They kind of go everywhere. That one actually had some. If you change tires on the car, you can actually feel the grip change. So,
that's
cool.
cool.
When you set up plan on the game, I have a bunch written down. I'll send them to you. Everybody's like, when I post clips of it, people are like, how do you drift on that? I can't drift on that.
Yeah.
All in the setup,
That's crazy. I remember the D1 game literally captured my heart as soon as I went off track and my side skirts and front bumper ripped off. And I was sold, because destruction for me, I'm like, I love destruction. The mirrors can come off and then you come back around and they're still sitting there. I was like, this is it. It just brought me back to
stuff working too. When you get angled, you see all the LCD.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I love that.
No, that game, we have it up at the shop. Is it still there or did you steal it, James? Is it in your trunk? Okay.
I've been stuck on Midnight Club for a while.
Oh yeah.
We have one on our SKU right over there.
That's super sick. And now, do you get into any of like the modern stuff? Are you playing anything like Assetto, like stuff like that? Do you have a sim setup?
I use the sim setup at work.
At the shop? Yeah. That's pretty sick.
But I kind of like stopped spending money on all the game stuff unless it's the older games. I'm sorry, I'm a retro gamer. Yeah,
no, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I wish they would actually modernize the D1 game, like redo it. Just a little. It'd be just sick. Like I can't believe. Right, dude. It wouldn't be hard. That's the crazy part. Like if we could get in there and get some files, like I know several people that we could hit up and get it done. It'd just be super sick.
Well, there was a project to get Tokyo Extreme Racer back from Ginky, but 2020 screwed that up. Because they're already on like the hairline, Because I'm really surprised we even got those games over here, to be honest.
Right.
I think Fast and Furious helped out a lot. Yeah,
big time. No, that's super sick, man. So speaking of like, cars and stuff, let's talk about your car history. So I know you as the what is it? The RU car select wide GT wide body black hatch.
Oh yeah, Recar Select.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I know you as, but I don't know anything before that. And I do want to talk about that car, and we're going to show it and describe it for anybody listening then too. But what was I would need to know what your first car was, because that's always a good time. And then any of the history, like, any standouts.
Oh yeah, sure. My first car was a 2003 Civic LX. It was like a repo car, I think, because my mom got it from the Honda dealer and only had 5,000 miles on it.
Nice.
It had the full New Speed catalog. So it had the springs, the shocks, all the arms, the bars. Like, the car would handle like crazy. I tell you, proxies on it. So, we have a lot of mountain roads around here, so I would do that first. But then a lot of my friends in high school switched over to rear-wheel drive cars. They all got Hachirokus and stuff. They were $100 back then.
Right.
So I got Hachirokus and 240s, and they were drifting, and I wanted to do it too.
Mm-hmm.
And I already knew what it was, but I was like, well, fuck it, I have a front-wheel drive car, and I saw that one option video, the guy in the EF Civic.
Oh.
And I was like, well, let's watch how he did it. Just carry speed, and I would just tandem with my friends in my Civic LX. I popped the curb one time.
That's so cool.
Yeah, one time I popped the curb and pulled the wheel under, and my mom caught me. I was in trouble. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I was
Oh,
and
man.
then after that car, I got a 05 Civic Si, the EP3, the hatchback.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was pretty big into group driving and stuff like that. Then I was an idiot and flipped that car 5 times. And
No way.
Yeah.
Actually flipped it.
Yeah, 5 times. Yeah, we were going through this turn, and I hit an ice patch. And the back end came out, and that's before I knew you got to stay in it when the ass thing comes out. I just let out the gas and just kept going, and we hit the ditch and rolled. What's funny is we're playing Slipknot, if I'm 555, you're 666 song, and where we're rolling. It played through while we're flipping. Never forget that.
Yeah.
This whole thing just slow motion for you while you're rolling.
That's a real thing. Yeah.
Speed,
I don't know if the slow motion thing was fucking crazy. And luckily we weren't hurt at all, thanks to stuff like that. And after that, my mom was like, "You gotta buy your own car." And I actually felt extremely terrible about that. A single mom, and she bought me a brand new car, and I was a fucking dipshit.
Yeah.
So that was a real wake up call. And then we got a red 240 SX, a coupe, and it was automatically blown trans. And then her friend called her up, said, "Hey, there's a black coupe for sale, 5-speed." And we're like, "Well, we just bought a car, I don't have any money." And he spotted us the money. We bought that car and sold the red one. And I had that black coupe for 6 years, and did an RB25 swap in it. And all the goodies, Japanese goodies. Because once you instead of going to prom and bought parts for it there, but stuff them back in your suitcase when you could do that back then.
Yeah. No way. That's sick.
Yeah, I met Andy Gray from Powered Vehicles and went over there and bought all the Kazan arms for my car, Nardi steering wheel, 2-way diff, all the bushes, and shipped all that shit in my suitcase and went back.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah, you can't do that anymore, right?
You probably can, but
just a little bit.
Yeah, probably a lot more. They didn't say shit. Custom guy just took out the box and put it back in there and just let us go through it. I thought it was weapons at first, because still kind of 9/11 still in the brain from back then.
Oh,
what is this? Tension rod, a car part. Okay, you got to check that. You can't bring it on a plane. All right, cool.
That's funny.
Then after that, I had, I didn't have any credit or anything like that, so I sold that car and bought an S2000 in 2007. Back when they were affordable, it was 40,000 miles, and I got it for $16,000.
Yeah.
Dang.
I bought that car, and that car really helped get my life in order. And sold. Well, I had the 188SX at the same time. I bought that in 2019, and then I sold the SEK, and now I have a Fit as a daily driver.
Yeah, nice.
Don't knock a Honda Fit.
Yeah,
Honda Fits are
great.
that
thing is fun, man. Yeah, it's a sport model. So it's a 5-speed. I put some sticky tires on it, and I've been embarrassing people on my local roads.
I want so bad for a daily, man. I want a Fit in the worst way. They can look so cool too. Put all the spoon bits on them. So good.
Yeah, they're awesome. One of my fun things to do is like to go through turns and someone's riding behind me and see if they can go through without hitting brakes. I like looking.
Oh, yep.
I don't have to brake. Let's see if you can do it.
Yeah. And you just see the lights just off.
Start rolling.
That's pretty funny. So how long have you had the black hatch? Yeah.
4 years.
4 years. Okay.
The only reason why I got that car is because my black coupe was also black with pink work C archives. So
okay.
She went down to the dealer, was buying a car with her husband, and she sent me a picture. Hey, let's look at your old car. I was like, oh, cool. It does. And I was looking at it real late at night. And my wife came up behind me. What are you looking at? I like shut the computer off. Looking at cars. I pulled it up. That looks pretty cool. I was like, you want to buy it? I was like, yeah. And then I worked out. That's
awesome. Because that's a demo car, right?
Well, the people that imported the car first, I won't say the name. I'll keep it private. But they didn't know anything about cars, period. It was like this dude and his dad, and zero knowledge.
Right.
Like when I went to look at the car, it had a burnt clutch, and they were like arguing with me that it didn't until I put it in first gear with the clutch out, and the car didn't stall out. I was like, yeah, it needs a clutch. Well, they ended up making it right. They were good people. They weren't trying to screw anybody over. They knocked the price down significantly for the car, and they thought it was broken. They thought the differential was broken because it popped, and it had a two-way. I was broken. Fuck it.
Oh yeah, super broken. Take another $1,000 off.
I've done that. I'm not going to say that I've done that a lot, but I've done that plenty of times. When I go to look at cars, I'm like, oh, this is fucked.
You want to say it's fucked up? It's fucked up because we already argued with you about the other shit.
That's funny.
I only bought the car because I did research on it and found the original owner of it and emailed him. And he's like, yeah, that was my car. And Brew Car Select was initially a tuning shop, and he built 5 cars. And, one was black. The original one was red. And you'll know it's original because the body kit went up for sale recently, and there's no turn signals. It's just all like FRP.
I just saw that. Yeah.
It was saying that car's parted out, but whatever, life happens. Mm-hmm. So there's the red one, mine, dark blue one that looks really good, like the Civic Si blue.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day. And there was a bright green one and a white one. And the white one's in America, and the red one came here, obviously. Mm-hmm. I had the black one, and I do not know where the blue or the green one are. I did see the green one for sale on auction recently, though. So someone probably said that, but who knows where it is.
No shit. Yeah, that's
one more here, too, that was made by a guy named DJ Manifesto. He lives in Japan for a while, and he was like the last customer of him, and he got his personal 180. It's like a dark candy apple red color. Mm-hmm. You might have seen it for sale on Driver Mod recently, but he sold it to pursue to finish off his DJing career. He likes to do really well now.
Yeah, no shit. So for those of you that are just listening on the YouTube, I did throw up a picture of his car. It's a little hard to see just because it's black and the resolution is kind of rough, but it has a really, really rare body kit. And I highly suggest you go to his Instagram and check out the car, because it's definitely a beautiful specimen. Showing the engine bay now, you got like some lowrider stuff on the valve cover.
Sebastian? Yeah, okay. Yeah. It looks like
Yep. Now motor wise, everything was pretty much, it looks like still fairly stock-ish, upgraded turbo, stuff like that, right?
I did all that when I initially got the car. It was just a bone stock red top. I mean, like nothing was done to it. Stock ECU, everything.
Right.
So luckily, I had a whole bunch of leftover parts from previous cars or friends that had parts left over. So I put everything together. We were from Frankenstein did. So there was the 2071R turbo. My buddy had a brand new one. I had 350Z coil packs, a Power of C laying around, and boost controllers. Put the proof and recipe on the car and stayed at 14 pounds of boost, and it made 300. It was really peppy.
No, yeah, that's sick. Yeah,
it's oversized injectors on it just so we had some flexibility just in case.
Right. Mac is asking in the chat. There is a sticker on the back. He's asking what's on the sticker. What is that a sticker of in the left hand corner?
That's my friend's grandma.
All right.
Yeah. Whenever we're working on the car, something that she would come out there. You boys need any help? It's a picture of her holding like a wrench and like a box of parts.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
He works at Chase Bays. He has a blue S14 with a Vertex lane kit on it, ridge kit, excuse me, wide body.
No shit. Yeah, that's so funny. That's super cool. Is it still?
If you look closely, you'll see funny stuff. Yeah.
I mean, that's the best part about cars is adding your personality. You know what I mean? Like being able to throw in some fun stuff, little Easter eggs. Mm-hmm. No, that's super sick. So, this kit is just wild though. So like,
crazy.
Yeah, everything's super wild on this body kit. Like the detail in the vents and the shapes. Usually when you put this many vents together, it does not look good. But they pulled it off. Like it's a super sick kit. Like honestly,
or it's super flimsy. Like whenever it's being out of cuts in it, but this is really strong. And fun tip, they just completely ripped off the R35 GT3. That's exactly what the front and rear fenders and side skirt is. If you pull up that car, it's the same thing. Minus the Gucci style vents in the rear and the back. Yeah. But front fender, side skirts, and the front vent before the rear wheel is all GT3 R35. I noticed that.
No shit.
It's the same thing.
That's hilarious. Yeah, it works. It works really good though. Like it's one of those. It's like really aggressive, but like it's done so well that it tones down that aggressiveness and it becomes smooth. You know what I mean? Like it's
definitely helps too.
Yeah. And I'm showing a picture of your custom like monogram seat here. And this thing's pretty sick. And
yeah, I didn't know who was gonna do that. When I was ordering the seats, he's like, "Hey man, send me your logo." I was like, "Okay, here you go."
Oh no way! That's a really cool surprise. Yeah,
and I have the Circus Beta in the driver's seat, which is the one that has like the halo on it.
Yep.
And this is the package seat, the Alpha, and it's like embroidered, just like really. I was really impressed. I was like, "Okay, this looks really good."
That's super cool. Yeah, super clean inside, super clean everything, man. So, no, it's a very gorgeous build. It seems like you take really good care of your vehicles, and I guess you literally just got rid of this car though yesterday.
Yesterday. There's things I wanted to accomplish in life, I should say. To get checked off, and I have my favorite run with the car. I want to try something different. I've been with that chassis now, man, since like 2006. Yeah, it's like I know that thing inside and out, and I want to try something different. You know?
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see what you do. So, best of luck on your adventures. I'm sure we'll get to see, eventually whatever you decide to do. So now you're down to just the fit. So you're gonna have to start drifting the fit.
Honestly, not a bad idea.
I already do, actually. Especially when it's raining. I think that we go out on lunch breaks. I'll do sun pot seats and stuff. Man, it's crazy.
Hell yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, because that stock drum e-brake, and then there's no axles back there, so it's just wheel spinning. So it's just break up slightly. They're locked. Even the dry is locked.
Yeah.
I want one so bad. All you're doing is making me want one even more.
I sold my S2000 and bought that car the same day for $5,000.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah. That's awesome. So your sense of style, and I wanted to get into this because we're big fans of style. You know what I mean? Us, we love and we appreciate. I mean, we're dickheads, and we all have our opinions, but we know style is super subjective. But like your sense of style is very. I'm going to say from the stuff that I've seen you post that I know that you like, is kind of like wishy-washy, like mine. Like you could go from an extreme, you know what I mean, super clean, to the wildest thing ever, which is really, and that's we're kind of in the same boat. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that like they get into like one style and then they just that's it. That's all they care about, and they just put the blinders on and they go through life that way. But where did your sense of style start to form? Like, do you think it's just the old video option and like Drift Tengoku, like stuff like that, or Was it just something that you found in yourself that you're like, this is what I like? Or do you think you were influenced from the 2000s or a different generation?
In the early 2000s, I really couldn't stand a lot of the high import nice style cars and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like, all about like spoon lip and that's it, like very
right.
stuff like that. But then when I got older, my taste kind of changed. And going to Japan definitely changed my opinion on a lot of things. It's like, why do you care about this so hard? Just enjoy the car, man. So it opened my mind, like if you want a cool, clean, simple mod, cool. If you want extreme stuff, if it looks good, it's gonna look good.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as the wheel fitment's right, you have a pretty much good color scheme going on, and you have an overall flow, I'm gonna get the car. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I like your guys' cars a lot too because they look the same and they look different at the same time.
Yeah.
Have the different animals inside, or just you guys have the same colors, but like there's different cars are executed differently, I should say.
Yeah. You're
individuals, but you guys still look matched. I like that.
Oh, we appreciate that. There's definitely a lot of different styles going on within this team. like it's funny. It's funny because I don't really think about it because I look at the cars and like us together. You know what I mean? But then when you step back and you're like, Rich is a monster truck. James is basically a broken Assetto car in the ground. You know what I mean? Like skirting across in the video game. Chad and me are kind of like on the same. I think we're like probably like
we're the closest except for power.
Yeah. Two little guys. Yeah, just two little guys, two little cars. But no, that's cool. So no, I always like to feel out people's influence and where it started because some people will be like, oh, my dad had blah blah blah, or my friend had this, and it's just that was the early. This is what I knew. You know what I mean? Coming up as I grew up, it's like all I knew was super clean cars. So I didn't like anything wild. But you're like all across the spectrum, and I think that everybody kind of should be like that because you got to appreciate artistry, and that's what this car culture is. It's literally like if you step back and look at it, it's art. We're creating something to show to the world, and some people get it, and sadly in America, a lot of people don't. But I think it's starting to change with the working with FinalBout stuff. Have you noticed any type of change? And also working at Koruworks now, have you noticed any type of like change in the car community where people are starting to care more about the presentation and aesthetics and what they're bringing, to display to the world, or just in general?
Because I would say like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, a lot of the younger people getting drifting didn't really care too much about how their cars looked. There's nothing wrong with that, I understand. Sure. Shit costs money. But people are specifically like, oh, this is going to be a Thrasher destroyer car. It's like, oh, all right, cool, man. That's great.
Cool.
Right. Now I'm starting to say, man, the younger generation is really stepping up hard. Like there was an event down here at Mid Pond earlier this year, and a lot of the younger kids brought their cars here, man. They're looking good. Yeah. Paint jobs and something like that. All right, you guys are really like getting it now.
No, again this weekend, right? Mid Pond trip to the pond is this weekend. Yeah. Every year, because Barry's on his way down there, I think, right?
Yep.
But yeah, every year I'm like, man, I'm gonna do that next year. And then every year the next year comes and I'm not going.
It's a good track. I've never been there. It's a good track, but if you look at the footage, it's a bumpy one. So if you really
that's what
right.
Games will be all over the place.
I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna end up in the pond.
Yeah,
fishing me out like
so hit the ducks, man. I love those things.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, same. I love animals. No, it does look like a rad track. Yeah, I saw. There's a lot of people going this time. One of my Verosa brothers is going down there. Actually, he's on his way.
Which one?
This is. Oh my God.
The purple one?
No. From Florida. I think he's from Florida. Yeah.
Red.
Yep. Yeah, that was. Whose was that originally? I can't remember.
In my head it went away. I think his name was Mike.
Yeah, I'm so bad with names. I only know like Instagram handles with certain people. You know what I mean? Yeah, his is like Blit for War or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think his is for sale. I think.
Yeah, he messaged me as soon as I put mine up and was like, "Yo, what are you trying to get?" You know what I mean? Like, I think he's ready to cash out too. He wanted to know where I'm pricing my, because yeah.
The two of you are like, we control the market right now. Like, what do you want these cars to go for?
Kill us for 100K because we can do
That's
this.
great, dude.
That's funny. Yeah, I should just message everybody that has them and be like, all right, let's take it over.
These cars are worth 90 now.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god.
Yeah, too bad nobody can afford it. But no, that's I never been to Mid Pond. I think I saw some really cool footage of Greg driving. I think.
Yeah, it was
With the front Street Boys.
Mm-hmm. That car is a pretty simple setup car. It's a basic red top with the power C. That's it. I think it makes like 260.
Yeah.
Torque output, so it's pretty peppy.
That's plenty. That's absolutely plenty.
For that track, at least.
Yeah. No, that's super sick. So, I wanted to touch on your other, so like, you know, Koruworks, FinalBout, and then you got your own thing, which is the Understeer King YouTube channel.
Yeah. I keep forgetting to do that.
Yeah. Well, you do that and it's good. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit and when you started that, you know, how you got into that. And, cause I know a lot of people, really appreciate what you're putting up. You know what I mean? It's really, really cool. We watched one on our Pile Up Podcast Theater, the first theater one. We're going to be watching a few more. We just have to plan those out. But how did that get started for you? And what was the motivation? And just tell me about the YouTube.
I just have a lot of DVDs and things like that. And I understand that they're hard for people to watch. So I just wanted to share with folks so they can get the experience to check it out too. Because sometimes too, man, it gets expensive too. You know, it's a way I can help somebody see something. You know, why not?
Yeah.
And then also YouTube kind of got lax with a lot of that stuff too. They don't really care. And then I asked web option. I was like, hey, I'm doing this. Do you guys care? They're like, no, that's all right.
No way.
Yeah, I asked them. I was like, do you guys mind if I'm doing this? They're like, no, that's okay.
That's super cool. Yeah. Hell yeah.
They're 20 years old. You know what the hell?
No, sure. Right. That's funny. No way. That's really, really cool though that they were cool with that too. Like that's because I remember not too long. I feel like it wasn't too long ago. There was like a Drift World, but it was spelled really funky. I don't know if you ever saw that, but it was every single, like almost every single option. They had the MSC Challenge series. Everything.
I don't know if it's around there.
No, it's gone. Like I couldn't find it because I'd love to get back to it and just start over. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's super sick. Yeah, Max said, yeah, they're probably hyped to see it having a second life. No, for sure.
Yeah, I make sure I message them. They show everybody in the office too. It's pretty funny actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm for one,
and I'm going to visit their office.
That'll be really cool to see.
Hell yeah.
I for one am very thankful of your English subtitles.
Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, like it just helps out, man. I know some people like to watch them as there is peer and everything, but if you follow along, it kind of makes that connection a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Google Drive still exists, Steve's saying. Yeah.
All right.
I'd love to.
One guy's channel, I guess he's talking about.
Yeah, I think so. I'd love to. Oh, man. I need that. Steve, if you actually have a link for any of that stuff, hook it up. We're all about that over here. Now, are you doing the subtitling yourself, or do you have somebody that's helping out?
Only a few of them. All the option videos, the ones that say JDM option, those are actually, they did that back in the day.
Okay.
Because from 2003 to 2007, they sold American DVDs.
Right.
Not many people knew. And they had like a overstock because one time I went to D1 Grand Prix 06, and if you just showed up to that event, you're allowed to pick out 3 DVDs. Yeah,
so cool.
Like, damn. Everybody, there was like 3,000 people there. Everyone had 3 DVDs. They had like a truck full of them, like a couple trucks.
You get a DVD. You get a DVD.
They're getting ready to axe it because nobody's really buying it. But I would buy them every month. You know, I would use my money from being a lifeguard at the Whitewater and just buy DVDs to Koruworks.
That's crazy. No shit. Yeah, that's wild. It's neat that you're doing something for the community. So like, besides all the other work that you're doing, like behind the scenes with the FinalBout posting and the influencing that you're doing just with your social medias, it's cool that you're doing that to help out, us. Cause I don't have any, I have no option DVDs. Everything was always that YouTube channel that I had saved. That was where I went. You know what I mean? That was it. And it was so old, and it was fucking just sick. I would just pick one and just let it play and enjoy. So it's neat that you're doing that. And it seems like a lot of other people are slowly getting into that again, which is cool, because I feel like we're losing that a little bit with the youth. They're coming up, but they don't understand some of the roots, or they've never seen, like some of the history. And it's cool to let them see that, to like influence them and hey, you should check this out. Like, this is some of the old stuff. This has been around way longer than Formula D, because that's all they kind of know. You know what I mean? Some of the new ones.
How about that here at the shop recently? Because I showed one of the apprentices here, or shop hands. Was Hashiria? I showed him that DVD, and he thought it was pretty cool how when Fumiyaki, they asked him, where do you think this is going to go? He's like, man, I'd like to see eventually like a World Series event. And that's what we have now. And I kind of got,
right.
Damn, man, like it happened. It's crazy. Like this sport it's been really interesting to see it grow from the streets to what it is now.
Right. That's
we're literally seeing how skateboarding was, but we're actually a part of it. Where we saw it be like, oh, what the hell are y'all doing? To like an established on TV thing.
Yeah. And especially we just hit that monumental the Drift Masters with the 53,000 sold out arena.
Yeah, that's what I was like referencing. Yeah, like it's hell. Like
it's like we're hitting the top. Like it's insanity. Also, in other news, not to go a little off topic, but it just reminded me. It is kind of wild. With American drifting, Chelsea Denofa just announced his retirement from FD today.
Did he?
Is it retirement or was it a retirement?
Yeah,
That's
I think it's
like he got retired. He didn't
retire. Alonso, he's going to keep driving. Like, I don't know.
Right.
I mean, in other news, I'm here to announce my 2020.
I'm driving for RTR.
RTR sponsorship and ride. I actually have a bunch of Pennzoil stuff I can give you. Monster. I'm
whatever you want.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm
now that
super sponsored.
You're a Formula Drift professional driver.
I am.
You probably make a lot of money and can afford to replace that door.
Yo,
probably.
kick it
But
down.
The first check hasn't come yet, so we can't do that yet.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
When the first check comes.
Yeah, when the first check is, we'll wreck some shit.
Did you watch his video of him? Did you guys see him, like his retirement video?
I did not.
It looked like I just pictured somebody from FD with like a gun pointed at him, because he looked nervous, and he just kept saying how like appreciative he is to FD, and it's like, well, I'm sure he's leaving because FD kind of sucks with some of that behind the scenes stuff, but like he's doing it the right way. You know what I mean? He's like going out like professionally. But I was just laughing, because literally go watch it, because it just and think about somebody behind the camera with a gun. You know what I mean?
Funnier now.
He's like, I love Formula. Yeah.
Well, he was definitely trying to read off something he scripted out, which makes sense.
No,
but he definitely, you could tell he got like a little bit choked up and emotional at the end, which was kind of cool or neat, I guess.
Massive amount of history.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say he has massive amount of history with it, so it does make sense. So,
You can tell when people are reading something because they avoid words like or So he didn't. I didn't hear one like in there.
Yep. That's funny. Yeah, we do in the chat though. Somebody did ask the most important question: did LZ go yet? So
that's JB from Sabotage.
Yep. And Tucker Maxim is saying, I saw the video and it felt a bit off. Couldn't tell if it's because he's sad he's leaving or if there is some undertone. I don't know either.
Yeah, I know, right? That's a good point.
I don't know. I felt there's a little bit of an undertone, but so
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. How do you feel about professional drifting in America, Adam? And actually, how do you feel about professional drifting in other parts of the world too? We are very like, I mean, we're just kind of dicks. We don't really like the professional stuff, and we hate that Rich is, like a competition FD nerd, and we want him out. So we petition to kick him out every year, and they haven't listened to us yet. But how do you feel about professional drifting?
Well, I went to the very first Formula Drift ever, and it started in Atlanta. I'll never forget that. I was in high school. I was a freshman, and my friends like, "Go to Drift Atlanta this weekend." I thought they were lying. I was like,
"Yeah,
drifting in Georgia." And then I heard the news, like, "Wow!" My mom took me there, and there's like there's a lot of crazy cars. You guys say your team was random. The first full drift event ever was what the hell? It was like a Forza lobby. There was a full fucking up at the bottom. There was a Turbo 86 from Hawaii. There was a rear-wheel drive converted DC2 Integra. There were 2 MR2s. There was a couple AC Cobra replicas, some FBR X7s, and then all the people that like the top 5 people in Formula now. There's Von Gittin, but they all had license plates.
Right.
It's a Samuel Hubinet in a full-on competition GT3 Viper.
Yeah.
Hell, a full-on race Viper.
Yeah. That was Von Gittin was in the Sylvia, wasn't he? The gray, yep.
Blue, the back in the old Falcon livery, the blue and
yeah. Yes. Yep. Yeah, the same person that built that car is the one who corrupted me to get into drifting.
Oh wow.
Matt Walden. Yeah, from Import Intelligence. Yeah, it was crazy, but no, that's crazy. So you were at the very first one, and yeah, that's sick.
It's cool to see the cars progress the next year too, because you can tell like they saw like the event worked and this was a thing, and everyone's budgets would. So like,
yeah,
the second Formula Drift in 05, everybody had S15 Sylvias and shit, and like big car trailers and stuff. I was like, whoa, this is different,
right? Instantly.
From I say like tie rod spacers to full on wise fab kits has been pretty interesting.
Right.
I think it really upped the ante in about 2010-ish is when the technology started to hop up with like power, and it hasn't stopped since.
No, sure.
The progressive drifting is pretty cool. I don't really follow it, but I do respect it, and I go when it shows up. But I think.
James
you that bug yet, or what?
I finally got it.
You got to eat it. You have to eat it to obtain its powers. So if you're listening, James has been trying to kill a bug. Yeah.
But I will say, with modern drifting, I kind of agree with what Chris Forsberg said on the Simulated Mania podcast, where I think they should cap it to a degree because it's a little crazy. They should take the tire sizes down a little bit,
right,
and make it a little bit more like it used to be. I think he would.
Yeah.
It's not as accessible as
it
should be. You got to have so much money and sponsors to get in there, and also make 1,500 horsepower. So
yeah,
I would love to see like horsepower continue. So maybe just like Formula Drift has like another series, like an unlimited class, maybe. But like the normal like popular one is limited. But maybe then it wouldn't work out that way. I'm just saying, like in the future, I want to see like 3,000 horsepower drift cars fucking ham. You know what I mean? These bitches got like rockets on them.
Yeah, there you go. You mean electric?
Classic League. How about an FD Classic League? We need that.
Ooh, FD Classic.
Yeah, FD Classic would be.
There
sick.
you go.
Now, that's crazy to think about.
Nothing built before like 2008 or something like that.
Yeah. You have to stop.
A cap of like 500 horsepower max.
Yeah, you can
that
be
would
like
be my dream
in a stock SR. Like,
yeah.
Everybody always jokes about it. It's so funny because literally almost everybody's always like, "Oh yeah, it'd be sick if it'd be cool if they did this," and you know that they hear this shit and it just goes, they don't care. You know what I mean? Yeah, they don't care. I'm really curious.
Street League League, yeah, the comment. Yeah, he's right. That would be FD Street League like D1 had back in the day.
Yeah, no, that would be sick. That's definitely something that Spec Miata.
Yeah, I'll enter that.
But no, yeah, I'm not a competitive driver, but it would be cool. I don't know, when you feel like you could achieve that or you could try it, you get more excited about it. Like you want to watch it. Like my early memories of FD was going to Wall, New Jersey and seeing friends of mine in their cars that they'd just been driving normally in the season.
Their whole life,
yeah, and they're just competing with that car, and that was super, super cool and just very, very inspiring. But once it gets past the point of no return, when you're like, well, I could never afford that. I can't deal with this and this.
All the crazy shit.
Yeah, it's just I lose interest. I definitely lose interest. But
I would definitely agree with you there. That's what kind of I was just like kind of killed the hype for me a little bit because I couldn't relate to those cars.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like, all right. Like, cool. You guys doing all this now?
Right.
They're so far from relatable to any normal person.
And actually, that's another thing that got me drifting originally was, this, like you said, we could relate to it. Oh man, that's a car I can just buy and get the same parts he has. And do that. If you can drive like him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and the only reason I really liked the D1 stuff was because it was just rarer things. It was different chassis that, and the way that they were doing them up was always different. So now, I mean, D1 is the same. I mean, ridiculous horsepower, crazy sponsors, because it has to, in this day and age. I get it, but even like back in the day, like the D1 stuff, when they were like super high powered, I wouldn't really be into the FD stuff, but I'd love to still watch the D1 things. I don't know. It's just because it's neat to watch all the big bodies, like a Mark 10 drift. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see that. Like, that was really, really cool. And then here comes like a Corolla with 18s, and it looks absolutely horrible, but it's just wild.
I know the car you're talking about.
Yeah, it was ugly as shit, but like he's just doing it, and you're like, fuck right. I don't know.
It was cool back in the early D1. All the cars had to be street legal. And
yes.
They had to have catalytic converters and license plate. That's how the street legal class became. Mm-hmm. I remember in 05 D1, they announced it on the big speaker. They're like, this was the last year we're going to have regular cars, and after this we're going to have the street league.
Yeah.
So they made this big video on like the Megatron of like, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. It'd be sick if like literally you pull up in tech and you have to play a stereo. Like you have to play music. You know what I mean? Like
the rules in D1 street legal, one of the rules was you had to have a working radio.
So cool. Oh.
I just have people compete because you can't blast sounds. I'd be pissed off.
I can't drift without music. I don't know how people can.
I play music too. I remember one time I was giving a girl a ride along back in like 08. She's like, can you turn this music off? I was like, nah.
We need
that going off.
Hell yeah.
It makes you a better driver, that's for sure.
I was playing like some Diesel Boy, like some Dark Drum and Bass or something like that.
Oh man, Diesel Boy.
And she was like, can you turn this off? I was like, nah.
Yeah. Then I have to talk to you,
Yeah. Shut up, bitch.
That's pretty funny. No shit. That's sick. So
rap videos in D1 and FD.
Yeah, that's yeah. I would love to see just some kind of street series. Again, I'm not a competitive person, but I don't know. It just gets me excited. I see a lot of people trying and a lot of organizations trying. So kudos to you guys. Mm-hmm. And if it comes around, like I'll try to support. Like we have something kind of coming up in November, I think, which is a street style-ish, like stockish cars at Englishtown, New Jersey. They're doing the kart track, and it's like I think 225 class. Mm-hmm. And some like balancers and stuff, and like I was gonna run that until the car, now me and James ripped it apart past point of no return.
We can weld it quick. You'll be fine.
But no, it's just the idea that was really, really cool, and I'm still gonna go support it because hopefully that turns into something. Yeah. I'm waiting for the next thing. Somebody in the chat said Drift Masters 2024, and that's I'd love to see that over here. The attention to detail like Red Bull puts into their stuff, that gets me excited. So I'm not a big fan of all the cars. Like they're overbuilt for me. It's at least their stance good though. I will give like the Drift Masters cars that like they do. There's attention to detail and looking cool, which is rad. They're just still overly built for my taste, but I will watch that anytime I can because the production of that and the hype and the no downtime and the care that they're putting on for the fans is fucking awesome. We talked about it on one of our other podcasts before, and we showed some of the stuff, and yeah, that's sick. But otherwise, professional drifting, yeah, not a big fan. That's funny.
Idiots.
For a bunch of professional idiots. Adam, do you have any memorable moments that stand out from the time you started getting into cars? Like, is there any pinnacle times in your life of something that was just like etched into your brain forever and, you got a cool story from it? Anything that you can think of?
Oh man, I have a lot of crazy stuff. I would say, let me see here.
If they're illegal, you can always add allegedly.
That's true.
Then it doesn't matter.
Then it doesn't matter. If you allegedly ran from the cops,
No, we can't say that. That's a faction term. We're not, we can't.
Oh yeah, we did.
Let them have that one thing. All right.
We'll let them have
they
that.
got on us allegedly.
I say two of them that are really fun. Was one of the first nights where I first got my black coupe. I went out drifting in the street just with some of my friends, and it was raining. So we can stay at the spot for all night because we had stock exhaust.
Mm.
That was my first time I really understood how to like snatch second gear, throw the weight around the car, and doing high speed stuff. It was a huge parking lot, so that really stuck out with me. And then another one was when I was in Japan, I got to drive Kaneko's 180SX. That was that was my first time driving a car with big power.
That's sick.
Yeah, it scared the hell out of me. It's fast. Like I did. The first lap was like a grip lap, so I can get used to the power. And
Yeah.
Second lap was like I started driving. I'll see that video. I'm surprised I didn't actually.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, hell yeah.
So now you're like,
pretty cool.
You're done with yes chassis, at least for now. You got rid of yours, but you had a coupe and a hatch, right? So the important question here is which one is best?
I knew you were going to
Or
ask
hatch.
that.
I'm a coupe guy, actually.
All right,
Everybody seems to be a coupe guy. Yeah.
all the cool people,
All the cool people.
Back in the day, man, it seems like all there were hatches. Like
exactly, right?
I knew there were coupes in America, but for some reason Georgia had a lot of them, and so I was like, it looks all right. It looked kind of ugly stock, sitting high, the back end. But as soon as you drop it with the wheels on, you're like, oh yeah, this is it.
Perfect.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. Yeah, up here.
I've had technically three coupes. I have another one, but that's a long story.
Yeah, where I'm at in Pennsylvania, I could never find coupes. It was only hatches for sale. They were everywhere, and I got like free ones. Like they were a dime a dozen. But I always wanted a coupe. The closest thing I ever found was a vert, and I did love my vert. But yeah, I never got a coupe.
But how funny is that now, right? Like, think about everyone around you. Do you know anyone with a hatch?
Nope.
No.
We
All-
all have coupes. We all have coupes.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy.
Sebastian's girlfriend, she has a hatch. Yeah, the orange one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He drove that. What? He drove that last year. He brought the FinalBout, right?
At 5.
The year prior too. Yeah, he drove that. That's a good car. It takes a lot of abuse. Setup, it's like a built SR with a stock S15 turbo, like a PFC, and just goes to hell on it.
Dang.
Yeah, no shit.
Simple, reliable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the definition of like a lap car or a seat time car.
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah, I always wanted a coupe. I still want a coupe, but now I've been thinking of hatches, and I don't need another car, but like I just been thinking about doing dumb stuff with a hatch, and I gotta stop. I gotta get it out of my head.
Oh, one thing I will notice I forgot that I left out was when you're drifting the coupe, there's less weight in the rear versus the hatch. You can definitely feel the weight difference. I'll say that. The hatch
the glass.
As weird as it sounds, feels a little bit more balanced. But the coupe, like when you're running low on gas in the back, it feels like a pickup truck. Like, yeah, so you know.
Yeah.
It's fun though.
You got people.
Chassis.
Yeah,
My boys are here. The Sylvia chat's out.
That's
I
funny.
love. They're also a little bit stronger chassis too, because like direct connected. Because there's like when you take all the glass out of the hatch, there's a lot of open space.
Yeah, not much
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
But the coupe has those two like pillars that directly go to the body of the car, so you can. I definitely felt the difference going over bumps and stuff too. But these are kind of like flimsy anyway, so what might be my head.
Right. That's crazy.
So floppy tin cans. So.
Oh yeah,
All
all
of-
the walls, especially Chinese, man. This accordion. If you get any kind of an accident, you're just done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. So, you lived down in Georgia your whole life?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been here for a long time.
And how is the like growing up there? How did the scene progress? Like, was it, just chill, and then Fast and the Furious came out and everybody went nuts like it did up here? Or
Yeah, pretty much. There's illegal street racing and stuff like that. There's mainly motorcycles. People would drag race motorcycles, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there was the Honda guys and the muscle car guys. But yeah, as soon as the 2001 when freaking Fast and Furious came out, everyone was all about the imports. With drifting, it started picking up around 2002, I would say. But it was a small crowd, and typically all the drifting people were more serious into cars and enthusiasts versus all the showboat people.
right. How is the and this is we can talk allegedly, but when you get into drifting, most commonly back then, especially. Now it's a little different. Now people can get into drifting and they can go to tracks and they can do some stuff. But how was back in the day? And did you partake or allegedly partake in the street drifting scene?
For events, there were two organizations. There was CETA, it was the Southeast Drift Association, and there was what's the other one? It's like Southern Fried Slide. Like their logo was like a piece of fried chicken. It was pretty funny. But they would host events in the heart of Atlanta. We had a baseball stadium called Turner Field, the Braves played.
Okay.
They let us drift that parking lot in the middle of Atlanta. So man, like the drift event was only like 20 minutes away. So that would be every month. And then the city banned it. And then we had to go to the street.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
The people I competed with, we didn't tell anybody, and we still have the same spots that are still safe today because we don't really spread them out.
Right.
I still hit them up. I'll drive by them and see if they're still good. I'll hit it like a turn or two, but nobody knows about them. We have a lot. In JDM Insider 2, when they go to Oikdo,
yeah,
we have like an exact replica of that here.
No way.
So just as fast and just fucking rip it, keep going around in a circle over and over and over and over again. And if you do happen to see police there, there's 4 exits to the freeway. Each one goes to a different part of Georgia, and you can just disperse. You never get caught.
Yeah.
I've never seen cops there because we would go there with my buddy from Iran. His name was Sasan. And man, we would go from 7 p.m. until 7 a.m. the next morning, just hitting the turns.
Man.
Up at the gas station. Crazy. The guy was like, man, this is the shit. They be watching this all night. Yeah, it was really fun.
That's super sick.
We had rule stuff. So the cops would roll up sometimes, but they saw that we had a system. Like only cars go. We had walkie-talkies. Like, all right, you guys, we didn't see anything. You guys are good.
That's cool. Yeah. No, that's we got James with another bug.
Fucking fly is still here.
Do you have windows open? What's going on, my guy?
I don't. It's just this little fucking one fly. I thought I got him.
I just saw it. Yeah.
I just saw it too.
Keep flying around you.
That's funny. Man, that's like my. It's the one thing that I feel like. Not that I missed out on a lot of street stuff, but we never really had super good areas. You know what I mean? Like, and if we did, they'd be for a little bit, and then they get taken over, and idiots would just blow them out. You know?
Yeah, we definitely have spots like that here. It's mainly the industrial parks or certain parks because they're safer. People who are more comfortable drifting there.
Yeah,
where people trying to hit up a 70-mile-an-hour turn, like you're like, I don't know about that.
Right.
But really, you can't crash because it's 6 lanes wide. Like it's wide.
Right.
And then the way it's set up is one way in one direction, so you can never get oncoming traffic. So you can link up to the next road too.
Oh, that's sick.
Crashing anybody.
Yeah. No, that's super sick. Yeah, that's one thing I'm not that I'm looking. I'm not going to do any drifting illegally.
We are definitely not looking for a place locally.
No, I'm not building another Corolla just for that.
My other coupe.
Yeah,
we're not.
Allegedly, yeah, I do wish. It feels weird in Pennsylvania. I feel like most of the spots, it's like your runoff is a huge ditch. I don't know if it's the farm stuff, you know what I mean, with like the way they need runoff and things like that. But like every single spot that you're like, this road would be perfect. It's like, well, if you go off, you're done. Like you're rolling. There's no way. Or there's just tons of just sketchy things and housing everywhere.
Yeah, housing is the worst part because there's like, whatever. If I'm going to crash and die, great. I just don't want to get the cops called on me. But that's the thing is, it's just houses everywhere.
Yeah.
Every cool spot is just a house right there.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy because I think of like Georgia and stuff, and I feel like that's just like houses everywhere, like city style. But I always forget how big states are. You know what I mean? It's just like where we're at. Like there's suburban, city, like farm. Like the whole nine. It's so funny. No, I like to find out.
Now is you really can't do it as much anymore because like one of the comments said that takeovers have become so crazy.
Yeah,
trying to get a gun pulled on me. I'm all right.
No, it's such a shame. Yeah. They don't know what they're ruining. That's the crazy part. Like I feel like they would be into it the right way if they had outlets. They just need guidance, and they don't have guidance. Do you know what I mean?
Here actually a little bit because with the track linear, they started them off easy. They had like 2 pits for the people to do their takeover stuff.
Yeah.
And while they had the pits going on, the burnout pits, they had a drift event too, so they got to see what they could really do, and a lot of them graduated from
Yeah.
just takeovers. Now we're regular Twitch events. It's pretty cool.
That's
Right.
really cool, actually. Yeah.
No, that's
Come here, like you got a
They
safe
saw they
spot.
can get better. Their driving and improve.
mhm.
That's actually pretty. That was a
Like-
good idea. I forgot who threw that event, but it was a really good idea.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
glad
like
it
I can do so much
places
better
do that.
takeovers now.
Yeah, they realized I have to go to jail. I have to pay a lawyer fee. You know, I have to, God forbid somebody gets killed. You got to catch a charge and go to prison. You know,
Which is getting crazy. Yeah. No, that's wild. Yeah, sick. So 27 in the chat, which is pretty high. That's a pretty good one. I want to bring some.
yeah, a lot of people.
Yep. No, you got to think about it. That's like 27 humans that are sitting down and watching our dumbasses talk, which is pretty cool.
There's a lot
That's
of
like-
brain cells.
That's a lot. Yeah. But we love our crew. We have a lot of really cool supporters, and just it's like a family. And Mike Pergolini says in the chat, "I'm high."
Shocking.
Shocking.
Honestly, I would have never guessed.
Team Hayes member, hi in the chat. But
Real quick, shout out to Hayes.
Yeah, hold on.
In the pre-meet, they know what I'm talking about.
I like
Holy
that.
shit! Look at the whole chat is high.
And then
The whole chat is taxes. That's- That's pretty.
People can only be high to actually listen to us. They couldn't do it sober.
That's because it only makes sense when they're high. Yeah, because I'm
my
mumbling.
He's like, I got you, man. I was like, oh, thank
That's
God.
super funny. So before we get into some questions so we put up on Instagram, we let people know that you were coming on, and we put up on Instagram that they could ask questions and stuff. And some of these we might have gone over, so we'll skip over them pretty quickly. But if we already gone over it, but others we might not have. So. But before we do that, I do want to just quick throw this on screen for anybody that's watching live. If you do not follow him on YouTube and you do not follow him on Instagram, it is at @understeerking. I believe it's the exact same on Instagram and YouTube, correct?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yep. And any other socials?
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Tumblr. Oh, Tumblr's actually really good, man. People ask me a lot, hey, have you ever posted blah, 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 or blah, blah, blah? Just
Yeah.
go to my Tumblr and type in whatever hashtag you're looking for, and it'll bring up every single post I ever did about that. And you can save the images or whatever. They're all in high resolution.
Oh, I miss Tumblr, but I was on Tumblr for different reasons.
Yeah. I mean, that stuff is still there too.
I did it go away for a little bit?
Yeah, and then like there's stock order plummeted, so they bring it back.
No shit. That's pretty funny. That makes sense though. Yeah, no way. That used to be a big source for my like car stuff too though. Like
Yeah.
a lot of cool things.
Pictures are gone now, but I'm still there. And definitely the traffic's gone down a little
Yeah.
bit. But I mean, the people that are using it to your advantage, we all have a good time.
Right. Also check him out on MySpace. He's on
Danga.
Yeah, he's on Zanga.
You know what I thought was funny earlier, and I'm not gonna ask like, hey, how old are you? Unless you want to say it. But when you said like, and then when MySpace was a thing, and I was like, damn, like, like when I was getting into that age, it was like MySpace was already there, you know.
Oh wow. That's
I was
super
late
funny.
for that. I was
Not to
already
date you a little bit, but
MySpace. I was like super late.
yeah,
I'm 35. I just turned 35.
yeah. So we're not that far off. I'm 30, but yeah, it was just there's a couple years difference in the technology age we're in. It was just funny to hear it that way.
That's pretty funny. Cool. Let's get into some of these user questions, and then we will jump into the chat if anybody has any questions for you in the chat. But first, we're going to go to what was submitted on our Instagram. And some of these, sometimes we have to kind of brainstorm because, we got, what's the future for Koruworks? Any plans to make parts for other chassis? I guess they're assuming you're making these decisions. So
you
You-
make these decisions now.
you
It's
are
all
now-
you.
that is you.
Since you make these decisions, you need to start making Miata parts.
There you go.
We have had a lot of talks with
Ooh.
cars that we can get into. We're still on the drawing board for a lot of them because we got to make sure it's going to be worth it as a business. You want to just do stuff and then end up on your ass. So we're going to have a meeting actually pretty soon to go over a few things to see if we can branch out to you. But we've got a couple, I think 4 vehicles. We're pretty sure we're going to
Mhm.
stick.
Don't give anything away that can get you in trouble.
That's probably what
Yeah, I'm surprised that whoever wrote this confusable Gen X. I'm surprised that they didn't put what's the future. Any plans for other parts, other chassis for blah blah blah. They always want to know for their chassis E46. Like
it was very open. Like you said.
yeah, I like that though. That's cool. All right, so let's see. We got a question. Would you consider to be working in the automotive industry? Wait, would you consider to be working in the automotive industry?
Oh,
Is it worth? Oh, gotcha. See, I just copy it. I just copy and paste. So however they type it out, this is what it is. Not Merrick's. Yeah. Is it worth it to be working in the automotive industry? Is what I think they were trying to say.
That's kind of subjective. I think so. Yeah. No, when you first start off, it's kind of suck. You can do a lot of things you don't want to do, like especially being a shop hand or just starting off at like a quick lube. It's gonna be booty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or customer stuff like that. It's gonna take a while before you get into a place or work environment where you enjoy. I'll say that. Some people get lucky, but on average, you're gonna have to grind. Yeah, it's fucking dealership life is God. Whoa.
It sucks.
I've seen something. I started off at Toyota as a shop hand, and then I went to Nissan and became a service advisor, and then other places too. But yeah, man. Or tuner shops. Holy smokes, man. Yeah. This is the most chill tuner shop I've ever worked. I worked at a GTR shop called Top Speed at the time, and that was, man, because they had to get ready for the Texas 2K shootouts. That was yeah.
I can only imagine. Yeah.
Dropping $200,000 on an engine.
Hell yeah.
It's like, wow. People shipping in Singapore, the full bills, like spending $600,000 on a car.
What? Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that's when it's high stress, which leads to everybody's an asshole.
It's a learning curve because the first shop I learned from was the mentor guy, Derek, who you remind me of. It was called Lethal Injection Motorsports. And that was a very fun shop. They imported cars illegally, all this stuff like that. Did crazy stops, and they ended up getting shut down for who cares? It's been over 10 years. The owner,
all the beans.
Yeah, he was actually involved in some illegal weapons and drugs and stuff.
My guy.
Yeah.
Wait, I remind you of this dude. By the way, everybody, I am not involved in illegal drugs. Well, maybe a little bit, but not a lot. Okay,
not many
weapons,
man. Because he was locked up and prison and stuff like that. And one time I got a phone call, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "He's from Boston. What's going on?" I was like, "Oh, Derek, man, you out on bail?" He's like, "No."
He's like, "No, man, I got the jail cell." Like, he's like,
man, I was like, "How are you talking to me on the phone?" He's like, "Because there's 5,000 inmates and 2 gods."
Oh my!
Wow.
So he got caught with that phone. They tried to charge him for it until he blackmailed the officers. He's like, "Well, where do you think I got the phone from?"
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
So they dropped the charges on him from that, and then he called me a week later on a different phone.
Jeez. So it's literally just like the TV shows, which is hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he was like live chatting with me. I was like, showing me what was going on in there. Like it was like high school. Like it was like high school dorm.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Dude, it's funny.
Related.
Yeah. I remember I visited my bass player got locked up for, I think, beating the shit out of his stepdad. I don't remember. Anyway, I went to visit him in prison and I wanted to trade places. He had all the magazines, TV in his cell, and like he's just like, yeah, I just work out all day, watch magazines, watch TV. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I need to get
certificates and a freaking degree.
That's insane.
Right now, he got out. He cleaned himself up a lot.
Good. Yeah.
He's still wild, but
right.
Quick story off topic. So to give you an idea of what kind of guy this dude is. So back in Boston, when he was a kid, his dad was also in the crime. So he would steal a car to go bail his dad out of jail, give his dad that car, steal another car, and go back home.
Oh, that's epic. That's epic.
And also he has a huge scar that goes from like the upper part of his neck all the way down to his tailbone. And he got that because he had a truck where he sold drugs from. He was selling meth to a police officer. And the officer saw that go down. And so the guy was trying to arrest him then, and he floored it and got flipped out of the truck, and the truck rolled over him and broke his back and his neck.
Oh my God.
Crazy, like,
Dude.
on the,
Yeah.
What kind of story is that? You're selling meth to a cop.
That's ridiculous.
Another random cop sees you, and the guy has to get in the character. Get on the ground. It's like,
Yeah. I'm super glad that I remind you of him.
No, honestly, I brought some good stories from.
Yeah, no, that's sick.
Yeah, but that guy taught me a lot about life and cars, and I actually owe him a lot, and I still keep in contact with him.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, that's super cool.
He was always really nice to me.
Yeah. So we are live and this stuff happens, but I'm going to pee my pants if I don't go take a pee break. So James, Chad, are you guys okay? Is it Adam? You good?
Oh, we going or we?
All right.
You can keep going.
Yeah. No, let's.
I did nice purge before this stuff.
Why don't we bring Chad? Why don't you bring in some questions from the chat? So anybody in the chat, if you have questions for Adam, bring them in. I'm going to go take a pee because it's going to come out some way. You know what I mean? So
I don't know how you haven't mastered going to the bathroom before the podcast yet.
I drink so much all day.
Before this.
Oh yeah. Remember, I only eat for 4 hours a day, so like my filling me up is water. Yeah. All right,
Well,
I'll be back.
okay.
Bring some comments in.
Yeah.
Questions.
Just leave. We're fine. We got it. This guy doesn't think we can do anything on our own.
He doesn't. This is our podcast now.
We
Fuck
basically
that guy.
run
I
that.
could kick him right now. I have the rights to kick him.
Oh my God.
Just boot him from here. That'd be pretty funny.
I don't think you should do that.
But yeah. So earlier, James asked about the video games.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Cat.
oh yeah, there's Peanut.
Yeah.
I just wanted to touch on that again. As far as newer video games that isn't like a Seto, do you prefer anything? Because I've been looking for something like decent.
I think I said a lot. It's really fun.
Yeah, no, Seto.
Always done that. That's pretty much all I play. I used to play some of the Forzas, but they kind of seems like they get more and more half-assed as like time goes on.
Yeah, that's true.
Same game.
It's just regurgitated.
but with less stuff. It's like,
Yeah, and it sucks. It really, at least for me, I'm just getting super bored with like Forza and everything. Like all that stuff is just not fun.
Oh, here's a question there.
Yeah.
Worst and best drift story.
Yeah. What's your worst one?
Worst drifting story. Let's see. Okay, I got one. Yeah, one time I was drifting in one of our spots, and I was showing off to this chick.
Oh no.
That's
Great start.
Always a good story.
I cooked it a little too hot in this turn, and I popped the curb, and like my car went in the air and slid on the ground, and the wheel was shattered. So that was pretty embarrassing. Luckily, though, because at the time I was working at Starbucks, all I could afford was Sport Max or XXR 002s. Since the wheel was cheap, it just shattered, didn't break any suspension arms. We put another one on there and drove home.
Wow.
But
What luck.
Yeah.
Shout out Rep Parts.
I think that's a win.
My buddy James Simonovich, shout out to James from Night Out Performance.
Nice.
He stood up at like 1 a.m. with the spare 002, got me home, was able to go to school the next day and everything.
Jeez. That's wild.
That was a pride hit right there. And the best one, I would say, the one I said earlier, when Sasan and I would go to that spot for hours and hours to practice techniques and stuff, and not to worry about police or traffic or anything like that.
Dang, that's really fucking cool. That must have been a pretty wild time.
Yeah.
Have you ever like tandem with anybody notable, like on a track, by chance?
I don't think so. Yeah. I don't think
Everybody he knows is notable, Chad.
I mean,
Right.
yeah, but I'm talking
Guy
like
knows fucking all the people.
he does know all the people.
Like,
That's
he
true.
knows the cool people. We're just
We're nobodies.
No.
No, we
Yeah, that's
definitely are,
sick.
compared to some people.
Take a minute here before I forget. I saw these in the chat earlier. You probably saw them too because I know you're involved in the chat. But like, New School Vinyl saying one word Koru. So like, I don't know. Maybe talk to him about gloves. He does cool glove stuff. And Mac wants to chat with you about some stuff. So I don't know what that is, but Mac
Anybody who wants to chat, just shoot me a DM. I do respond.
Yeah.
I respond to them all, unless they're like spam or something crazy.
Right. I'm just gonna start spamming you now.
A lot of people are like, can you help me with something? Like, no. You
No.
can just the phone number,
Send him
Can't
random
fucking
links
help
to
me.
things.
I'm scared. What'd I miss?
Nothing.
Simple.
It was PG.
My favorite part about like podcasts is nothing matters. People don't care. Everybody understands. You know what I mean? I feel like when it's like more real, I feel more connected to it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Do we have any cool questions or anything?
We just went over his worst and best stories.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
sick.
Of
There's
drifting.
another question here. Best, no expenses spared build.
Oh, okay. If I had all the money in the world,
Ooh.
for what? For like a drift car, I assume.
Dude,
I guess
let's do drift
the
car.
answer's up to you.
Yeah, let's keep it like that. Let's keep it easy. Man, to be honest, I kind of like simpler cars. So money was no limit. I go full on JCX 110 Rosa, full interior, sound system, leather. Maybe like I just copied.
Leather.
I copied this
Bougie.
setup. So just the 260 cams, HKS wastegate, 337S turbo, and ECU, and just done. Yeah, I want to have fun in the car, just drive it, and a good, comfortable street car. I like cars that I can drive and be comfortable in.
Yeah. That's sick. Wait, James, what about you? Now I want to know yours.
My what?
Same question.
No expenses.
Yeah.
Sure.
What would you do?
I haven't thought that far ahead. I would buy a 1992 Nissan 240 SX.
Dang.
I like it.
Living the dream.
I am.
Yeah. Chad, what about you?
Well, I've always really wanted a 4-door GTST.
Yeah, you have.
In the
Yep.
works, and that's like the pinnacle car for me. Like really Abu Moon styled, like just super dumped, like really styled, like crazy BN, really clean interior. Well, it doesn't have to be super clean, just like still street car, no cage, just
Yeah.
Mhm.
something cool like that. Like I've always just been a big fan of those cars, and if I could get an R32, I would. So if anybody was to trade me an R32 for 2 Miatas,
There's the deal.
Two
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 for
Miatas,
one.
cash me out and put me in a stock car so I start all over again.
I
No,
like it.
Mike just said in the chat a 72 GTR, and I'm on the same page. I wasn't gonna get that deep into it, but like no expense spared. Like if we're talking drift car, like a 69, 70 Skyline, I want like 69 to 72. I want one so bad. I
Really?
don't know that I don't. Well, I guess if I had all the money in the world, it wouldn't matter. I would definitely
Oh,
drift
sure.
it. But I do
Yeah.
want one like very, very bad, like a C10 or C110 Skyline.
Oh, that's sick.
We have a GT2000 over that wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking. So
That was
cool.
sick. Was that the one that was there when I was there, like back in May? Yeah, that thing is beautiful. That's a really nice car.
That's sick.
It's my favorite sounding car here for sure, like hands down.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
He said he's not drifting that. He said you.
Well, Mike, the question here was like if you had all the, no expenses spared. So I'm assuming we're just really rich and you can buy 2 of them.
Yeah, there you go.
One to beat up and the other one that's clean.
One to beat up. What the hell?
Really flexing your money.
Yeah.
Well, it's all imaginary, so yeah, I'm flexing my imaginary money here.
You won the $1 billion jackpot.
Let's
Oh,
hope.
it is true. It's like
Let's-
1.7 billion or something.
Exactly.
Oh,
Mike says
man.
we got 5 of them. Yeah, we got 5 of them.
All right, let's jump back into the user submitted questions here for you, Adam. And we got one coming from Fuck the Population X. And it says, thoughts on the ZN6 ZC6 platform in drifting?
Oh, I love those cars. They're really easy to drive stock. They feel balanced. They kind of, I know it's kind of cheesy or oversaid, but it feels like a modern S chassis is,
Mm-hmm.
feeling wise. I have no negatives about that car. They look cool. When you put a leopard into them, they look pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like all for that car. I know there've been some comments that I think Denofa said he hated him. Did he say
Yeah.
why?
Yeah, no, he just shit on him, didn't he? Or he gave a terrible reason for him. Or
The
for
worst
him.
timing too, because then
Yeah.
they won a chassis. Actually, there was the whole fucking line of them in Drift Masters, very competitive chassis.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I don't know. Maybe I'm not gonna research why he said that, but I thought it was kind of weird because the cars
Yeah.
great and it's fine. Yeah, they're new, so there's still parts for them. Like,
Yeah,
I guess you gotta hate something.
that's funny. Let's jump into what led Adam to start archiving JDM Media, and thank you for doing this. See, that's a really cool question because, and just also a little bit of a comment because it is we thank you, and that's really cool to keep the history and to have when everything goes down and the robots take over. Hopefully, you can get a generator and power up the computer, and we can all sit around the fire to keep warm and look at him. But
like I said earlier, I enjoy sharing with people, and or a lot of people just don't know a lot of where the stuff came from. I have, and also if you guys pay attention to some of my posts, I give away stuff too, like DVDs and magazines. So I'll ask them questions, and people get them right. I have one I'm going to ask too, like does anyone know the origin of Azumoto? You know, he drives the Team Orange FD. Everybody loves posting his car, but I wonder if they really know like his origin story. It's actually really sad.
oh wow,
That's crazy.
I don't want to give it away now, but
right.
it's actually a really incredible story. Like because he's not Japanese. Yeah,
Right. No, that's cool.
he's from South Korea.
Oh no shit. Yeah. That's neat. I do like to hear like the old stories of stuff like what is Ueno, like how he ate rice or ramen for like a year and a half because he had literally no money, putting all of his money, into like the programs and stuff. Like it's really cool to see.
Oh yeah, for Takahiro. Yeah, he didn't take
Super
a salary the first 2 years, and or he had to lie to people.
crazy.
Come out to eat with us. He lied to him like, "Yeah, I'm busy," and he was hurting. And yeah, that was a good story, man.
That stuff's really cool. It's neat to be able to relate, and humbling. Yeah, just we're all human. You gotta do what you gotta do.
That's actually another reason why I research things, because in that interview, he said that he is one of the problems with younger people, which at the time was of my generation. He said, ask questions and don't look up things themselves. I mean, it's okay to ask questions, but they wouldn't look deeper into it, and they wanted to easily hang out. And he said he had to work hard to find out stuff. And he said things that you work hard to learn will retain you forever, and that stuck out. So
yeah, that's cool. Something you can take with and adapt to anything in life. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So that
everybody watch that interview. That he says a lot of things that are true, and it's really life changing and inspiring.
Yeah, that's sick. So that question was from Static Stance,
All right.
and we got, what's the best PSX game and why is it Ridge Racer R4? That right-hand drive, Matt.
Yeah, Matt's right, man. I don't know how they got the recipe right with that game. But track was slamming. The cars looked great. The tracks were cool. They even had little race queens in front of the cars before you start driving. Like I was in the 5th grade when that game came out, man. I was high.
Yeah.
It was that and Gran Turismo 2 were out at the same time, and that's a close battle. I'll say Ridge Racer is a little bit more. I enjoy playing that more, just because of the music and stuff. But I do love Gran Turismo 2 for how learning about the mechanics of cars.
Yeah. That's funny. And that's from Right-Hand Drive Matt. And then we have another question. It's not really a question. This is just a comment, and I'm going to agree with this. And is how'd you get to be so fucking cool? That's from our boy Mac, Cardiac Arrest. But yeah, just that's pretty funny.
I appreciate y'all.
Cool guy,
man. Just listen to people and just talk to folks, man. I'm not better than anybody else.
Exactly. Yeah. This one we kind of went over before. Start learning about J cars, and I like this. Also, what understeered him into J stuff in general. That's pretty. Yeah. I like that. I like that play on words. Speed Jabaro. But we kind of went over that, and then this is a good one. Favorite moment / moments from FinalBout 6. Miata Dilala.
This year, right? 6 was this year?
Yeah. Just this year.
The numbers fuck me up.
I know.
I know. What the hell,
And what's even crazier is technically this is like the 10-year. This last one was the 10-year anniversary.
Nuts.
Well, no, that's next year.
Next year's the 10th,
But
right?
it's not FinalBout 10. So you
Yeah,
say it's
yeah.
it's
FinalBout 7.
not FinalBout 10,
Like,
but it's
7-10.
Yeah. But I say my favorite moments were definitely after Proceed won and they did the Dantai with Kazuya and Takatori. I was in Takatori's car the whole time.
Oh, that's cool.
That was definitely a key memory. And then another one was Kazuya let me drive his Sylvia.
Oh, no shit. How was that?
I did 3 laps, and I did. I don't know. I did 3 laps. If you saw Kazuya's car doing like completely different driving style, what the hell happened?
That was me. That was me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How was it? How did it feel?
Oh man, he kept saying the engine was stock, but that was a lie.
Really?
It's like no way. Because like you flew the car, you got fucking tunnel vision. Like it was like Jesus. Like this thing was moving.
Wow.
But it might have been the turbo setup. But yeah, I was really honored that he let me drive his car. It was I was at loss for words. Yeah.
That's super cool. Yeah, that's something that'll stick with you.
Cause I remember reading about that car when it had 20-inch wheels on it. It was back in Drifting Goku magazine. He drifted, by the way. That wasn't just for the shoot. He drifted 20 by 10 and 20 by 12s.
That's so
Holy
gangster.
shit. He shits
Yeah,
on you, James.
They're fabulous. Yeah.
20s are on the list for next year. I'm not lying.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah? James
That
just
shouldn't
said
be.
20s are on the list for next year.
I don't like that.
22s, man.
I don't like where this is
22s.
going.
I'll do Josh. Do stagger. Do 1920 stagger because he had 18.
I want to.
1920.
1890s, like depending what wheels I have on the back right now. Like I'm 1819, but like 1920.
Yeah, do 1920. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez, that'd be ridiculous.
You're never gonna steer again.
Yeah, like if you
Yeah.
thought I couldn't drive this year, wait for next year.
I can't wait to see you drive in a straight line
Oh,
everywhere, all
nice.
the time. It's gonna be great.
1820 stagger.
That's funny.
Dude, I'm gonna stagger like 2018 though. 20s are up front.
Just
Like a
something
trouble
stupid. Yeah. And you got the North Carolina squat going on. You're just like,
We don't like that.
God.
We do
That's
not
funny.
like that. Hey, before you get into another question, I got a dip.
yeah, man.
So Adam, thank you again from me for coming on and hanging out.
Oh yeah, man. Enjoy the show.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna party my ass off tonight and hate going to work in, I don't know, 4 hours after I get home. It's gonna be great.
Nice.
But yeah, everybody take care, stay safe, and
You stay safe.
catch y'all. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna do any drugs tonight. I gotta work tomorrow. So.
I ain't gonna do any drugs tonight. Nice.
But
Cool.
yeah, everybody have a good evening, and I will catch y'all on the flip side.
Bye, Chad. We love you.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. So, jumping in, another from the same. We look.
Now.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll change it back.
Like, damn, I gotta get back to the center.
Yeah. So, favorite driver to watch from Miata Dill again,
For that,
or anything. This is just in general. This is just favorite driver. Who gets your motor going?
Get your rocks off.
I guess I'll go for I'll do a grip driver and a drift driver. To kind of
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but we'll do that. So for drifting, I was big fan of Kazama. Yeah, Waku Waku. Yeah.
Okay.
Just because I did all those moves, the rodeo stuff, the door open, I learned how to do all those.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So I was all out the door. When I'm on the freeway driving the meets, I'd have my feet out the door and stuff. I kind of got known for that.
No way. Yeah.
One time I was on the freeway going to Formula Drift, and we were going like 90 miles an hour, and I was completely out of the door, like riding the door.
Nice.
I look over, and there's a GSP police officer cruising with me, and he's just looking at
Oh
me.
my God.
And then he just exited the freeway.
Yeah. Didn't even give a shit.
I just
Right.
got back in my car. I was like, oh shit. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
And that was Adam Crazy days.
That's
He was a big
funny.
influencer. I like the way he was one of the best drivers, but you could tell he was still having fun.
Hmm.
Because you had your better drivers like Taniguchi who were smoother and more serious based, but Baku he's a nut.
Yeah.
Murdering and he's having fun. He fit my personality.
Mhm.
And when I met him at D1, he really hit it off. We talk a lot on Instagram too. He's a really cool guy.
That's super cool.
And for more traditional racing, I'd have to say Kimi Räikkönen, only because he's won an F1 championship and a rally championship. And I feel like if you give me both of those, you're the shit.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, you can do one or the other, but he did both. Like that.
Yeah.
So do you keep up with other? I mean, it sounds like you do other racing series, grip driving, rally stuff as well. Then.
Definitely rally. I don't watch too much Formula One anymore because I'm just gonna sound like an old head. The cars just, I saw them in person in 2015. I was actually at the race when Hamilton won the championship in Texas, and they sound like vacuum cleaners.
Yeah.
It's like
they're fast as fuck vacuum cleaners, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they brought the 2000s cars to Road Atlanta. The Ferrari challenge came, and they brought all the old F1 cars, and just hearing the V8s and V10s in person. That's my first time hearing them in person because I missed out on the Indy cars. The Indy track back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's not comparable. Like those V10 and V8s are, jeez, it's intense. Yeah. They need to bring that back. Do something. I was like, man, I got fucking goosebumps hearing those cars go by. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they may not go as fast. I mean, they're still going fast enough, but the impact of the car going by is just insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's like NASCAR.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of motorcycle racing, I'd say, more too. My dad is into bikes a lot. And,
cool.
To be honest, it's the most fair or competitive form of racing, in my opinion, because you really can't block. You just literally have to be the fastest mofo out there.
Yeah.
There's no break that. It's just intense. And what I like, also another thing, is they all sandbag until like the last 3 laps. Don't know who's gonna win. Like, man, all the MotoGP or World Superbike races, man, watch the last 3 laps, and you don't know who's gonna win.
Right.
One race I was watching. It was battle for first. It was top 3 bikes, and the guy took everybody else out. And the 4th place guy won. He didn't even know he won the race.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. He's like packing up to leave. Yeah, he's like getting ready to leave.
He was like pulling off, and like they had to like pull him on. Like, no, man, you won. He's like, what?
Oh wow, that's crazy.
I'm a huge motorcycle fan, but I'm fine with just watching.
Yeah.
You don't ride?
I know how to ride bikes. Man, whenever I'm on them and I look at the pavement, I'm like, yeah, no.
that shit could hurt, man.
It was really fun and everything, but as soon as I look down the ground going 40 miles an hour, it's to the U-turn. I'll go back home.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. We got a question here so a lot of these questions too, just if you did ask a question and your question isn't getting put up like from the Instagram, it's because I kind of I'll join them together. If it's in the same vein as another question or another 5 questions, I'll just kind of pick one. You know what I mean? We did have a lot of the same questions, and we did answer a lot of these questions just actually talking to you today. So I am skipping some of those, which is nice. But I'm curious about this too. So Mac is asking, where did the Understeer King moniker come from?
Oh, that's a funny one. It kind of ties back to when all my friends in high school had rear-wheel drive cars, and I was in a Civic.
Oh.
Also, in the early forum days, people had ridiculous names like Driftmaster or 240.
Oh, sure.
We all sucked. Like,
yeah.
What are you talking about? This is just new, at the time, a new fad. Like, why are you putting Driftmaster? What are you doing? I was being honest. I'm crashing. Understeer King. How about line you?
Yeah.
What it is.
I like that. No, that's cool. That's cool.
It was mainly because of the Civic, though. I got known for just being really fast in that. And it was funny.
Yeah. No, that's epic. That's so funny. I don't remember. I had like a bunch of dumb handles back in the day. I can't remember them. That is funny though. I never thought about that. It's always like something epic, but like we're doing nothing cool.
No.
Oh, to the question in the comments, I do watch Island Man. I've been watching that since '99. Yeah, every year I watch the live feed of that.
Those guys are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like
it's like it's kind of. I mean, I know they have sponsorship everything like that, but they're not the same pro level rider. They're pretty much just dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People doing it.
It's like dudes booking like 180 through the middle of fucking Ireland or wherever that's at. Like,
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Race, man. I think it is the. I have to look it up. I think it's the deadliest sporting event.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Just
And look
dying.
at 2
Like,
2 years where no one
Jeez.
did not die.
yeah.
The race was 100 years old and it only had to have 2 years where no one died. Is like,
That's nuts.
damn.
That's crazy. Yeah.
98% fatality rate for the event. Like, that's fucking crazy.
They definitely have that sign that's like it's been this many, years without incident, but it's always like just that's
in the,
funny.
it was in the 80s, and before that, I think it was like a 1970s event. But I would definitely have to fact check that.
That's insane.
They're-
I want to throw it out there. So we went over a lot of stuff, that I had written down, like some of my questions and a lot of the other things got covered just organically. So questions from most of the Instagram posts, were already covered. But anybody in the chat, I'm going to throw that out there. If anybody has any questions for Adam, now's your time. Throw it in there, and we'll get them on screen and figure it out. We'll give you a little bit of time to figure this stuff out. But in the meantime, while people start writing some questions and stuff, I did want to thank you for again, like coming out and doing this. Like it's really sweet that you stayed after work. Hopefully, you're having a good time and you had a good time. And we want to keep going with this stuff. I'm pretty stoked. The podcast seemed to be doing really well. Everybody was really excited that you're coming on. And I know a lot of people were excited that this is one of the audio ones because they're like, half the time they're like, I can't catch you guys live. I work till blah, blah, blah. Then I have to do this, this, and this. But I always, catch up with you on the weekend or whatever. And now they can just listen to this if they would like to, which is really sweet. So this episode will go up in just a little bit, probably like a day or two. It'll be, on all streaming platforms. But the support from you guys is awesome. We always like to give back, and we give back in our live chats. So if you are able to catch us live on the podcast on YouTube, please do so. It's a lot of fun. When we don't do like a specific guest, we have games, we show a lot of footage, we do a lot of dumb stuff. We are going to have Adam come visit us again and do a Pile Up Podcast Theater. He brings a wealth of knowledge, and I'd love to have him watch some really old drifting with us. And we'll go that route, which I'm pretty stoked on. But besides that,
I'm not like dumping any more information. I'm kind of like, I kind of have to be asked the question to kind of give an answer that makes any sense. I don't really just diverge like.
Oh no, you're.
I apologize if I'm going deep enough. We can rabbit hole it.
You're doing great.
You're doing great, my guy. This has been a very good podcast. Yeah, for sure. But I did want to say for one of our next podcasts, we are going to be doing a very visual podcast. So I believe we're going to try to set this up for next Thursday. We're going to be doing a podcast that is based around media. So all of our media family is going to be starting to get showcased in like a little mini series. So I'm really, really excited about that. We are going to be doing some giveaways, and one of our sponsors that just started working with Kuroshi is the One Word Glove.
Yo, we got stickers.
We just got these sweet. Look at that cat hair too. I like it.
I see that. Yeah.
So we're going to be doing some. He sent us a bunch of cool giveaway stuff for the people. So shout out to them, for hooking it up. And yeah, so stay tuned for the next Thursday. And let's see what we got here. A lot of people are probably asleep.
Oh, and I want to apologize too. Sorry about the upload of the videos, you guys. I've been a little busy the past 2 weekends, but I do have a few YouTube videos going up soon. I'll get one out tomorrow for everybody.
Sick. Yeah. Sick. Yeah. Troy Smith in the chat said, still waiting for my sock.
I got your sock right here. I didn't get your address yet, though. So
James last podcast promised he's going to send some guy his sock. So
what are we got here? We still got 10?
That's the shit that goes down on our podcast, our normal, like the video style ones. Yeah.
Troy, it's coming to you. I just need that address.
I see a question there. What's my favorite paint color?
Yep. What is your favorite paint color and why?
I guess it's kind of broad. I apologize, but I like anything Missouri. Yeah, anything Missouri, like the traditional purple, the blue, the orange, the green. I actually have the Signal Auto S14 trunk in my garage.
No way. That's really
Well,
cool.
there was this like drift shop here in Georgia that had like the worst name ever. It was like Drift Emporium.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hated that name. It was
I
like,
remember
this is
that.
so cheesy. But they had some pretty crazy cars. So
Yeah.
the guy like bought all of the old Signal demo cars. So we had the R34 here in Georgia for like 10 years.
That's awesome.
Like at local events, just ripping out there. With
Mhm.
this ugly ass Drift Emporium sticker on it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they bought over Signal Yamamoto's S14, and I was doing really well. Then they popped the motor and put a V8 in it. Anyway, the car got scrapped, and I was working at Top Speed Motorsports. They have a dyno, and I guess the car got dynoed there. And I went in the back, and I saw this trunk on the ground. What the hell is this? And it had a Vertex logo, and I was like, I wiped a little bit of it off. Like, this is Missouri paint, and I was like, this is pull the pictures on my phone at the time. This is the damn trunk from the car.
Right.
So like, hey, I stopped working there, and then 2 years ago, I messaged one of the guys, Rob, who's the engine builder there. I said, hey, Rob, is that trunk still back here behind the shop?
Yeah.
He's like, let me go look. Yeah, it is. So I went back there. It's covered in mud and stuff like that. Took it home, picked it up on 180, took it home, pressure washed it, got it shiny again. I'm gonna mount it on my wall. I still haven't mounted it on my wall yet. I need to mount that thing.
That's super
still
cool.
looks great. Has the Vertex badges on it and everything.
Yeah. That was going back JDM Insider stuff. Is that I remember
this was like 2009, 2010, so it was after that stuff. Yeah.
But I believe like weren't they were in that if I remember. They had something going. I don't remember because
the first JDM Insider they were in Osaka and they hung out with C West DRT. And I do know some of the Signal cars were just there in the background. Going
yeah.
Seaport and everything.
Yeah. And then there was were you around with, you know what? I forgot about this. Were you around with, there was another like, kind of like a videographer going around all like as many areas as they can, like with like the drifting history and stuff. It was like super old though. I can't remember the video. It's like.
Was it in here or Japan?
In the US. Yeah. They went to Atlanta. They did like
I have that on my
Slide YouTube. America. That's it. Slide America.
I have the guy that filmed that car in the back.
No way.
Actually,
that's
the first Formula Drift cars.
Yeah. Okay.
There's all the text inspection stickers from 04 and 05 in there. Yeah. That's
wow.
Legend in American drifting. One of the pioneers, especially in the South and in America.
Wait, Andy Knapp? Did you say?
Sap, Andy Sap.
Sap. Oh yeah, with the black BMW, the E40. I didn't know he was in charge of that DVD. No way. Yeah. I didn't know that was his company. I knew him from like back in the day just through the internet because we would talk and like they came up and did like the Bloodmasters video and stuff where he's like hanging from. Yeah, I didn't know that was his like setup for that DVD. No shit.
Another guy, and I don't know the full details on it. They had a fallout eventually, but. Yeah, that was a really interesting DVD because you got to see literally the founding start of drifting in America and what people's opinion was. Nobody knew what was going on back then. It's really cool to see. Or it's cool to see people in the video then what they're doing now because the founder of grip oils and that and stuff like that.
That's so cool. Yeah, if you're listening or if you're watching live right now, Slide America, you have that on your channel?
Yeah, it's on there.
Yeah, definitely go watch that because it's very, very entertaining. I forget what year that is, but
2006.
Yeah, it's super. I know, I love it. You know it. Yeah. It's super wild to watch. Like just to go back in that time capsule, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah,
holy shit. Yeah. You have any shout outs? You have anybody that you want to like, you know, from back in the day or even just currently?
Oh yeah, I guess I can do a roll call. Shout out Sean Morgan and Gary Morgan. They are two people that were really amazing drivers. They still do. Sean still drives, but Gary doesn't anymore. But man, they're just naturals. I mean, they really would drift with whatever they had. Because we didn't have a lot of money back then. And Sean had a Chevy. Excuse me. It was a Ford Ranger, and Gary had a T-Bird. Yeah. So what they did was they modded them. So the Ranger, if you guys don't know, can take Mustang Cobra suspension. So
Oh,
he did Mustang Cobra coilovers on it, the SVT wheels and everything. Man, they would
yeah.
drift these cars at events like on the bank. Like they had a
Oh,
spun
that's
stock
sick.
T-Bird on the bank, like automatic, ripping it. And then
Yeah, yeah,
when they really good cars, and they really took off. So, but Gary had to stop. But Sean has the LSS 14 now, but he eventually had an RB20 hatch that he drifted for like 10 years on that same
Mhm.
engine. Like, that's why people say RBs are bad. It's no, man, it's just people are tuning them wrong. We're just not taking care of them because this dude literally for 12 years, like beat the shit out of it, and that thing still runs. The
yeah,
motor.
yeah. Right. No, that's cool. That's really neat.
Everybody at Koruworks, obviously, especially Tyler, our founder, rest in peace.
Yep.
If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have any of this stuff. He really
Mhm.
gave us a platform to really build and grow, and we owe
Yeah.
him a lot for that. And he just not just for the shop, but just drifting period. He was really high behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know about. So
Yeah.
it's a huge loss.
I know a lot of people were asking what is to come of Koruworks then too. You know what I mean with the passing, and it seems like it's going to keep going, right?
Yeah, we talked it over with those family members and his wife, and we're gonna keep everything going, the vibe in his honor. Definitely,
That's amazing. Yeah,
his vision of what he wanted to be. We might do a couple changes as part of the meeting thing we're gonna have, but
right.
We'll be around.
Oh yeah, we love to see it. I mean, I know at least, and honestly, it's everybody. We see it everywhere. You know, like the Koruworks stuff is beloved. Like we represent as much as we can.
I appreciate that too.
Yeah, we love all you guys down there. It was such a huge hit to the drifting community with his passing, and yeah, it's just really cool to see you guys keep going, especially in like the honor. That means so much. You know what I mean? That's super cool. Like you guys, yeah, that's rad.
Yeah, because Cody, it basically means like happiness or positivity. So we definitely want to keep that going. It's in the name.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah. That was one of my questions I did want to ask you, but I never knew.
The one question that would have been a really good question. You forgot it.
Yeah, well, I write
Come on, get it together.
I'm sorry. I took a really good drive earlier, and like honestly, I didn't save a lot of the stuff on my phone, and then I went in, I couldn't find it. So,
and I'll wrap up the roll call. I'm so sorry.
No.
Yeah, you already talked about Derek. Thank you, Derek, for giving me high school kid, a chance and letting him be really nice. That guy, man, he used to lend me his car. He had an RB25 Sil lady, like a legit Sil lady that he usually imported. Just let me drive it all the time. Take it home, man. Like he really boosted my confidence in a lot of things, and I owe him a lot for that.
Yeah,
and definitely Simba and Ilya and 3L. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of FinalBout. It's a huge honor, and I, definitely want to keep helping out and building it and see where it takes us.
No, that's awesome. Man, you got so much going on. Yeah. Like you really do. Like you got a lot going on. Like
you don't want to see my world with the breakdance and the DJ stuff. That's crazy. Like I went to the Red Bull preliminary rounds here, and I saw a lot of people I used to battle with back in the day, and they're trying to get me to get back. I've been considering.
Oh shit!
Getting back into it. That relit a spark hardcore.
Yeah.
The Red Bull preliminary. That like, man, I might have to do this again.
Hell yeah! No, that's super rad.
Because when I first started dancing, you're younger, you don't really know. You're trying to copy everybody else to do what looks cool. And now that I'm older, I understand that you just literally do your own style.
Yep.
I understand that more.
That's sick.
Same thing with cars, everything in life. Don't do other things to make other people's happy or fit in. Please do stuff that you actually believe in. It is a feeling a lot better when you're complete. You feel like you're sent for you.
Yeah, we
push. I'm not a philosopher.
we push that a lot. Like we have our roasts and stuff, which is really funny. Where we're like basically
people keep asking about that in the
because they love it.
They want you to roast something real bad.
Yeah, we tear apart cars all the time, but we always let people know that like it doesn't really matter what we're saying, because if they're happy doing it, that's the most important part. But do it for yourself, no matter what. Sick, man.
And man, I let some huge ones out. Definitely
bust it out.
my wife, she actually
Yeah.
really made my logo.
Oh, sick. Okay. She a designer, graphic designer?
She is.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I owe her a lot for that and just being supportive. Another thing, I'm sure I know you know, Damien, but find somebody who supports you and also support them. Don't just make it a one-sided thing. People, just make sure you find somebody who really can be yourself with and support each other's hobbies. Definitely.
Right.
That makes it a huge difference.
Yeah. No, that's very good advice.
And the biggest person I also want to thank you is my mom. Definitely would not. None of this would be not just me being born, but like she really it was amazing how she was able to find all those books and things like that, and just know how to fuel my interest. And well, I wouldn't be here. I'd be doing something. Who knows what I'd be doing, man?
Right. No, yeah. You could be a famous dancer.
You could be. You could have been so much better off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that is true. I mean,
oh man.
No,
I always wonder, like, if I took like DJing more seriously, like where I would have been. But that's right. Cars were a problem. Also, rewind a little bit. Cars are cool and everything, but also kind of spread your horizon a little bit too. I learned that too because I missed a couple opportunities I didn't know about because I was so infatuated with cars.
Yeah, it's a disease. We came up with that last. I think was it last podcast was we realized that drifting is basically being low is a disease for James, but like cars in general, it's just like it takes over everything. It's so bad.
Yeah. You may have missed some opportunities, but it's also giving you a whole different realm
it's
of
so funny
other
ones, dude.
opportunities.
Like,
You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Long story short, basically, like the most popular chick in school was like crazy about my ass, and I had zero clue because I was trying to get my S13 on the road. I remember just like, dude, what the fuck is your problem? I was like, what are you talking about? I had no clue.
Yeah.
Like, get this 240
I'm like, like to put it in perspective, like my mom was out of town, like home alone. She was leaving me all the time, like, going on trips, and I'm in high school. Like, what are you doing this weekend? I could have had, I was like, I'm working on my car.
Yeah.
Like if you want, it's gonna be like I'm just checking the trans out, and then I forgot because my buddy invited me out somewhere. She like showed up at my house and stuff like that. I don't know why I didn't have her phone number or anything.
That's super funny.
Monday at school, like, yeah, I sent it to your house and you weren't there. And I actually felt really bad.
That's funny.
I was like, oh shit! I still had no clue. I had no clue, man. I was just oblivious. It was funny.
That's because you're focused. Yeah, it's cars.
It was serious. I really wanted to prove to all the older people and stuff like that I was, was about this. And I'm glad I did. I put in time.
No, you did. Yeah, you did. No, you're definitely. I was really stoked. I mean, we talked a while ago. I said, would you ever do the pod? And you were like, hell yeah. And then, it's just it's pretty sick because I've seen just the inspiration that you've like caused already. Like with what you're doing and what you're posting and what you're bringing up, and just like you in general are a very inspiring person. Like your vibes and you're just super positive. It's really, really cool. So you definitely, high school you putting in the work made you like, I mean, you hit the nail right there. You know what I mean? On the head. Like you are a very, very important part of this drift culture and the community that we have going on. So I know I appreciate you, and I know a lot of other people do. No, you did good. So
I love this stuff. And it's like I said, changed my life, changed other people's lives. I met a lot of amazing people, amazing individuals because of this. And I love to influence younger people. Like whenever someone comes to the shop or asks me a question, I make sure I take the time to show them something because that's what people did for me. And I remember how special that felt. And I want to make sure I help that glow in others.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. I think that's one thing that, I mean, depending on the area is getting lost too. I think some kids are coming up and they only have the internet to look at. So the more information, the cooler stuff that's out there, it could be big, you know what I mean? Because they might not have a scene. So if they have a way to connect to other people and other styles and adapt and figure out their own selves, in this community, like you're literally contributing to that, which is super sick. But sadly, not everybody has those outlets, like I had people that influenced me as I came up, you know. And then sometimes it's funny because we'll get messages from people that are like, you know, I saw you guys at blah blah blah, and like, you know, you inspired me. Now I won an 8-6 or whatever, and I'm like, that's so cool, you know. And like to take the extra time to talk to them and really like dive into stuff, you just feel like that big brother, you know. I don't have any like family. I don't have any like brothers or sisters or anything. So to me, when somebody like kind of spits that kind of stuff, I like jump into that opportunity and try to like be a like a good role model, even though realistically I'm the worst. So they should, you know, not. But I've ruined plenty of people's lives. If Chad was here right now, he'd be like, "Fuck you," because I've ruined his life. But no, but he always says it too, because I financially just have completely scorched his earth. But
none of us have really helped him.
Yeah, no. But yeah, it's just really cool. So like, you know, your uploads, your inspiration with the FinalBout stuff, because, you know, I see it's still a little bit of a split, but, and actually, you know, how do you feel about the youth? I love how I'm just like, we're going to keep going. I don't even care. How do you feel about some of the stuff coming up, like the YouTube generation of drifters? You know, like, I'm starting to see that massively. You know, it's really starting it's infiltrating like the local events. Like you'll have people there that are only there because of their favorite YouTuber, you know, and I'm talking like getting ready to start drifting, which is awesome that they inspired them to start driving, but they only know that YouTube persona drifter.
Yeah, or build style. Like another example, I was I was late at night, I was picking up some food on Friday night, and I saw all the local kids at a meet. It's like, I'll cruise through, you know. I'm a little old for this, but I'll cruise through. I was talking to one of the kids, and it was just funny. He's like, "Yeah, man, you know, I want SRT, so yeah, I want 700 horsepower." And I was like, "Why?" I just asked him, "Why do you want 700?" He's like, "Oh, because blah blah blah, I don't know Z, blah blah." I was like, "Well," I asked him a question. I was like, "Well, have you ever driven a car with 700 horsepower, let alone an S chassis?" He said, "No." So I took him for a ride in my 300 horsepower 180 ASX and scared the shit out of him.
Right.
I was like, so he understood after that. He's like, man, I get what you're saying. Like, I was like, yeah, man, like it's all about balance, especially if you're on the roads like that. Like, yeah, you can have 700 horsepower, but can you completely control that?
Right.
And I told him I drove around the stock KA and the stock RV25 until I felt like I could do everything possible in that stock motor. Then I upgraded the power.
Right. Yeah.
So it's going to take your time. And another thing too, I don't mean to rewind, with the youth. I'll never forget this. This was 2008 era, so I'm still, you know, coming up to. There's a young kid on the forums, and he admitted, he's like, "Hey, I'm 17 years old. I don't know anything about cars. Can you guys teach me something about 240s?" These people are lighting this dude on fire, man. Like,
yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. So I responded, "Hey, man, like, you know, give me your phone number and address." And I picked him up, and I took him to the shop, lethal injection, showed him everything like that.
No shit.
And then afterwards, he like showed me, he's like, "Man, like I really appreciate what you did for me," stuff like that. And now he's the guy I referenced back, James Simonovich. He runs his shop now. So you never know what you do for somebody, how you would change your cause an effect on the world.
Yeah.
So instead of being mean to people and stuff like that, or, "Oh, he should know that," just think, man, like everybody's not you, or, you know, you don't know everybody's path. He might really not know.
Yeah.
So you don't know every fucking thing. Like, look, with space and stuff, the James Webb Telescope, they're still finding shit out on the daily. They're always like, "This is how the universe works." And rewrite that again. So
no, exactly. Yeah.
Humble yourself, man. You never know your impact on somebody else's life. So before you're mean to somebody, just think about it.
Right.
You know? You out of here?
That's really
he's trying to sneak out of here, this boy. That's bad.
Is it Seb again?
yeah. Trying to sneak out of here.
Oh, that's funny. We need to see his pretty face before he leaves.
Oh, he's already gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
That's super funny. No, that's a really good. I think that's a really good way to put it. Like, you don't know what you're influencing. That could be the future of.
You could ruin someone's life over some stupid shit you said.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. It's an amazing takeaway from this. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's crazy that you went and picked him up and like took him to the shop. Man. That's fucking
I felt bad because everybody's making fun of this dude and no one's giving him any kind of advice or guidance. So I was like, fuck it. Let's go hang out, man.
Yeah.
Now this dude's running a shop with a dyno, tuning cars.
That's wild,
Crazy,
man. Yeah, that's super cool. That's a very cool come up. Yeah, I was just curious because I mean, I'm sure you guys see it too because you're, especially being at the shop, you're going to have people coming in that their influence literally dictates what they're trying to build. You know what I mean? You can easily tell. Like I've been seeing at our local events with, a guy that's never drifted before, and he's like, "Yeah, this is my first time drifting," and it's like an RTR fully built Mustang. No, seriously, that's a true story.
Actually,
a true story.
Happened.
Like everything's done. He could just go compete, and he's like, "Yeah, it's the first time I'm drifting it," and I'm like, "Oh my god!" But it's that YouTube generation is definitely, if they start young, but then as they grow up and then they can start affording to drive, I feel like a lot of them are starting to drive now, which I'm all about it, but it's just wild. I was just curious, your view and what you've seen, and I'm sure you've seen and you understand a lot, but it sounds like you're definitely going to talk them into the right way. Like not overbuilding, take it as you progress because you understand it and you've seen it firsthand. So no, that's very cool.
Yeah. And then occasionally I hear some crazy comments or something like that. I try to counteract without respond so it doesn't cause an argument. Respond so it gets their brain going.
Right. Yeah.
That more. Try to nicely like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't think about that. Like in my head, like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's a kid.
What do we got? We got a comment here. Euro trash.
Rose. Someone said I said roast people's cars. Oh man.
I don't think I have any pre-set up. And plus,
I was gonna say, I feel like we didn't talk about it because we weren't planning on doing any roasts.
Yeah.
For the audio thing.
No, for the guest shows.
There you go. Roast.
Yeah, you can barely see it. I love it. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, for the podcast that we're going to be putting out on the Spotify, like the streaming services and stuff, we won't do a lot of visual things just because you're going to hear us talk about something that you can't see, and that's not fun. This is our second episode that's getting uploaded, so I'm very excited that we were able to get you in this early because you are somebody that I've wanted to have a sit down with, and going into the future too. I said before, we're definitely going to have you come on for the Pilot Podcast Theater because I think you.
That'd be fun. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, you and our friend Scott. So Scott is another one of our friends. That's just you guys have like the history down. You understand and you know all the stuff. He's kind of like a face swap nerd, and you got all like the back. Yeah. You got all the history. So, but you're definitely going to be if you're down to come back, we would love to do one of the theaters.
Because like I said. I can see, and then I can pull from my like internal brain files. Like, oh yeah, that's blah 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 blah. That guy did this, and this. Like, if I see something, I can spit off right at that.
Oh, it'll
compare it or something.
Crazy. That's
yeah, right.
Hell yeah.
No, that'll be a good one. I'll go through, and if you have any really cool videos that you think would be great to watch and that the world should see, you know what I mean. I know I want to watch like Plups. I can't pronounce it.
Yeah.
I want to watch
the 11. Yeah.
Yep. I want to watch that. I want to watch the early streeter stuff.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yep. I want to watch some of that because there's just some. It's funny because instructing and driving at some of our local events, it's really crazy that some of these and the younger and older generation and all in between have no clue about some of this rad footage, the things that were documented that are like, that can inspire you too. That inspired me, like honestly, there's so many things that inspire me in drifting, and
it's overwhelming.
Yeah, no, it is. There's so much. So I want to do like with the theater ones, I want to kind of like, pick some very iconic things and keep going through things that I would love to show to somebody that's like, what is drifting? Or show me definitions of drifting, or like the historic stuff. So I think that
I already have a couple of videos
popping off in your brain. Yeah,
the brain files are open
immediately. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Definitely one we have to do is Grip Volume 4 for sure, because that's what they go about with Sexy Nights on this. That's one of the last, if not some of the only footage of Sexy Night streeting.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
So that was really good. And then look up like Hashira. Yeah, we should do that one because they had that really good interview with Fumiyaki Komatsu. That's pretty good about how he got started and like I said, where he thought drifting was going to go back in 2001.
Right. Yeah.
Bro, I don't remember what I had for lunch today. You're fucking wild. Like, that's crazy.
And also, Novakin came to America a lot in the 90s, specifically the Carolina and Tennessee areas racing
What?
dirt tracks. And
I
have
did
a whole
not
option
know
video
that.
where he comes here racing like outlaws. It's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's really funny. There's,
No
like,
way.
North Carolina in 1996.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have to do. We're gonna do some fun theater stuff.
Yep.
And then when we do that, we can roast some cars too, for sure.
Yep.
You know, we'll get you roasting. We'll get you on one of them. That's funny. Cool. I'm gonna give the chat one more chance if you have any questions for Adam. Otherwise, I really think this one was another fun episode. You know, we hit 2:30. That's kind of like where I want to stay in the podcast realm for time. And I'm sure we'll end up having Adam back on. Time flies. Like it can really fly.
It's
Like
10
it's-
o'clock.
We tried. So we tried initially. We were like, okay, we're gonna at the hour 15 mark, we're gonna start winding down for all of our podcasts. And they're
Never
like,
actually tried that.
Chad did once because he was like, he made the point. And then after that, it's like 3 hours, 2
That's
hours.
right, you did.
Yeah, we made the point. It doesn't work. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I came in late and you and him had like a secret signal and he's like
Yep.
just doing some weird
Yeah.
shit. Like, I'm like, the fuck is that? And he's like,
Yep.
oh, that was the we're supposed to stop soon signal.
Yep. That was the episode that still went to like an hour and 45 or like 2 hours,
At
which is so
least, yeah.
funny. Yep.
That's
But
great.
no, cool. So people are just saying 10 out of 10 guy.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Thanks, Panda.
Yeah, you're just you're a good dude and we really appreciate you. And I'm sure we're gonna have you back on multiple times.
If you guys have like a Halloween episode or something too, like I see you have a Bigfoot hoodie on. That's actually one of the reasons why I dated my wife because of fucking Bigfoot.
What?
Yeah.
Well, now you
You
gotta
and your
tell the
wife
story.
just watching or what?
Okay.
All right, so there used to be
Story.
this. We had a mutual friend, and this chick I was hanging out with, it's like punk rocker chick. And she'd bring over different friends over, stuff like that. And then one day she brought over my current wife, and we're watching TV and stuff like that. And there was the History Channel back when they had the Monster Hunter or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's that classic footage where you know that 60s or 70s footage where Bigfoot's
Yeah,
walking
it's-
around with the blue
Yep.
back. And she referenced the tape, and I was like, oh, I gotta get this chick's number. This is so, blah blah blah. I'll say Doc Brown. That's the Doc Brown footage of 1975. I was like,
Oh
what?
my god.
You said one thing and your brain file started working. You like put
That's-
the exact time clip on the video, right?
I was like, what the fuck?
That's
And
crazy.
and then she knew I had a bunch of Gundams. I still have them in my room, and she knew every single model. So that's a GPX, blah blah blah. I was like, oh,
No way.
This
Yeah,
guy-
yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
Make this happen. Like this is happening.
Let's make
That's
it-
super cool. Oh
I know a lot of random paranormal stuff, but I was also into that as a little kid. I didn't necessarily believe it or disbelieve it. It was just funny stories because they involved real people.
Yeah.
So I have a crazy like thick book that's like maybe like almost like I think it's like 1,000 pages of stories from around the world from the past like 600 years. It's
Mhm.
crazy, man. One of them is
So-
about like I'll scan one of them. It's a crazy story about how there's voodoo zombies and how they can slay people. They would fake their deaths and stuff like that, make it work at camp. It was crazy. It's a crazy story. Yeah,
And
they
that's-
like they
Yeah,
put
you're-
people in comas and like steal the bodies at the morgue because they think they're dead because their heart rate was so slow and wild shit.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Your wife's into the same stuff.
Oh,
She
she's
loves
like
all
a-
like the paranoia or like the
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah,
like
for sure.
that's funny. Yeah, the Gone Squatching thing that James the hoodie he has on is and it's in our FinalBout 6 kind of like recap video. I don't know why, but our Airbnb, we definitely thought we were gonna find Bigfoot. So they were just making the calls, and then Rich's wife
The
got.
call. Like
Yeah,
the actual Bigfoot call.
Oh no!
Oh my
it's-
god, yeah, like look at if you got a couple minutes, watch the FinalBout video that Damien put out. It's fucking
It's pretty dumb. It's dumb. Yeah, it's one of the most recent videos I put together. But yeah, it's just everybody's having a good time. But Rich's wife, Cac, bought the hoodie, and then would she get it? It was too small or too big or something.
Yeah, it's too small
Something-
for Rich.
That's it.
Fits me like almost. It's almost big enough for me, and Rich is like a foot and a half taller than I am. So
Yeah,
it was like a crop top on him. I'm like, well, that would have been really cool to see, actually.
yeah, would have right. No, that's super funny.
Look at 90s basketball player with his crop top.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's funny. Sick, man. Cool. Well, I'm gonna throw the towel. I want to thank you so much for coming through. I'm gonna end the pod, but we stay in the green room, so don't disconnect, don't leave. We will talk afterwards in private. That's to you, Adam. So just stay on. But yeah, I'm out. Everybody in the chat, thank you. There was we got a decent amount of people in there. Hopefully we got to your questions. If we did not get anything answered that you wanted to ask Adam, you can still message us. We can pass it on, or we can find out the information. Otherwise,
I'll answer you.
yeah, he will. He's very, very friendly. Otherwise, I want to again thank you for all that you do in the drifting community and everything you're continuously doing and going forward in the future. I'm sure that you will keep doing because you're very invested and we appreciate you. So
Thank you so
yeah.
much. I enjoyed being on. This was really fun.
No, yeah.
I'll
And
see y'all again.
we will definitely have you back on. So everybody else, we'll see you next Thursday. We are going to be having a pretty crazy media pod. So stay tuned for that. Details are going to be on the Instagram. And other than that, I don't know how to end this because I don't know where the thing is. We always suck at this, but yep. And I'll talk to you boys backstage. Thank you everybody for listening and watching. Bye.
Yeah.